The sun is starting to set on day 3 of the American Conference Championships, and we have one more game to go on this Thursday. 2 games down, and it'll be USF and East Carolina in game number 3. From Spectrum Field in Clearwater, I'm Jeff Ryan alongside Garrett Wolbert. A couple of tight games so far today, Garrett, and as I said the other day, East Carolina may be the most dangerous 8 seed we've had in the brief history of the American. They're facing a pretty good team and a 41-win team in USF.
Well, take a look at what they've already done in this tournament. Against the number 1 seed, the regular season champion UCF, they blasted them 14-3 in their tournament opener. I'm excited to see what they've got dialed up for an encore. USF swept ECU during the regular season, but none of those games were decided by more than 3 runs. This should be another competitive game.
Couple of great players on both teams. Let's take a look at Kevin Merrill, first of all, the junior shortstop for USF.
Merrill is the American leader in batting average at .387 and a first-team all-conference selection. He went 2-4 against Tulane in the tournament opener.
East Carolina has a senior third baseman in Eric Tyler, who has anchored the infield.
Tyler, a phenomenal talent. He's got at least 1 hit in 45 games this season. He's reached base safely in 39 consecutive games up to 1 point. He is the definition of a first-team all-conference selection.
It is East Carolina at 30-27, USF at 41-15. Both teams trying to earn a day off tomorrow, another day off, and go to the semifinals on Saturday. The loser, of course, plays that second elimination game tomorrow afternoon here in Clearwater. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First of all, for the USF Bulls, and they are balanced up and down the order. They are led by Luke Borders, the designated hitter, with 7 home runs. He leads the team with 50 RBI, followed by David Villar right behind him. He's got 7 bombs as well. He is driven in 44. So that's how they line up for the USF Bulls. And there is Trey Benton for ECU.
Benton has posted a 3-4 record on the year. All 4 losses came in conference play. The ERA is a touch high at 4.26 in 13 starts. But boy, he can rack up the strikeouts. He really limits the walks. Struck out a career high 10 batters in non-conference play against LaSalle and Towson. He's got 5 quality starts. And again, this is a non-elimination winner's bracket ball game. Benton can be loose. He can just go out there, try and fill up the strike zone, see how effective he can be against the homestanding USF Bulls.
ECU trying to carry that momentum. The 14-3 win over top-seeded UCF from opening day. They did that in the night game on Tuesday. The first pitch is on the way and a ball outside. Going to play a little bit with the shadows here in the night games. You see the shadows creeping between the home plate circle and the pitcher's mound. To the ball out of the sun into the shade. Some shadows creeping out into left field as well. Again, this is Kevin Merrill, the junior, hitting .390, 6 homers, 33 driven in on the season, 28 walks and 28 strikeouts. Wind up inside. That hit him, so a freebie to lead it off. That is the 9th batter that Trey Benton has hit on the season.
Merrill gets a hit just about 4 at-bats every 10. You don't need to give him these extra passes. He's going to find his way on here. You start a free pass to start it off, and this one comes in and plunks him around the top of his belt.
Just overthrew on that one. That was coming at him from the start. Merrill with 18 stolen bases on the season. Watkins behind the plate for East Carolina has thrown out 11 of 32. Pitch is a strike called on the outer half. Pirates on defense this year, fielding .975, 54 errors. They have turned 41 double plays this season. Meanwhile, USF is grounded into 42. Pitch is low, and that'll leave it up at 1-1.
Duke Stunkel, one of 3 juniors in the starting lineup today. You take a look at Coach Kingston's lineup, 5 sophomores and just 1 senior. That's Luke Borders, who's on deck.
Duke Stunkel had to play the tournament maybe until Lex Kaplan matched it earlier today. Stunkel took a double away from Hunter Hope on Tuesday, crashing into the center field wall and falling to the ground. Today it was Lex Kaplan nearly doing the same thing into the left field wall. 1-1, no, back to first. That skips in the dirt. So again, the Bulls setting the table. USF 45 stolen bases on the season. There's a swing and a miss now, 1-2. The team that hit 291 this year with 109 doubles.
Ball just drops off the table there by Benton.
Outfield shaded a little bit over to the left side. They leave it low again. A nice stop by Watkins.
Can't say enough about the turnaround that Coach Kingston has made with the USF Bulls down near the bottom of the conference standings a year ago. And here they are. They were tied for first place, actually had a chance to take home the regular season crown in their final game in Orlando. They finished one game off the conference lead. Due to tiebreakers, they fall all the way to the 4 seed. But regardless, a very talented club currently leading the American Conference in wins at 41-15.
Shows you how tough it is. One game to end the season takes you from the regular season title to the number 4 seed. They're safe at 41-15 for an NCAA. Ground ball deflected off of the glove. They only played at first. It'll not be in time. Went off Benton's glove. Jorgen got in on it. Just couldn't handle the ball that ricocheted. So Stunkel is aboard, and the Bulls have something going.
Quick one-hopper back to the hill. They'll have to redirect at second base and just can't get it over there in time. I think he wanted to make a quick little flip over to second. Instead, try and rally to first.
They'll give them an error to Jorgen for bobbling the ball, not getting one out. So Luke Borders, a designated hitter, 338, 7 homers, 50 driven in. Bulls trying to get to ECU early. At 41-15, they are safe, and they're in consideration now. They end up playing on Sunday and potentially winning this thing. Depending on what happens in the tournaments around the country, could end up as a host site. Houston in the same position. Ultimately, league-wise, you would love Houston and USF to match up. Again, you're in a really good shape for one of those teams to get a host site. On the outer half.
Luke Borders and his older brother, who is a redshirt senior, Levi Borders, both on the Bulls club. This will be their final year in the green and gold.
UConn, who took the loss today, playing Memphis tomorrow. They are in good shape. Another win wouldn't hurt their resume for an NCAA. Swing and a miss, and then UCF a winner today, knocking out Tulane. Going to get that at large as well.
Love the ability to just rear back, blow a fastball by the competition. That makes it 0-2.
Merrill at second, Stunkel over at first. Nobody out here, top half of the first inning. Now when down and in, it's going to be a wild pitch that'll advance both runners. A hit batter, an error, and now a wild pitch. 3 freebies have directed the runners on base and over.
Borders with a great opportunity here. Nobody out. You can lift a fly ball in the outfield. You're able to strike first blood. If you put something in the gap, now you're really cooking. That one bounced behind him.
7 home runs today, 20 in the first 7 games. Got a left-hander at the plate with 7 homers and a strong wind blowing out to right. They're not going to waste any time to come out here and try to settle Benton down. We're at the meeting on the mound. Let's take a look at how they are going to line up defensively for the Pirates. The outfield, William Sutton on left, Phillips in center, Hendrickson in right. The infield, Brickhouse at first, Jorgen at second, Brown at short, Tyler at third. The battery, Benton on the mound, and Watkins behind the plate. In the defense, 975, 54 errors on the year. They've turned 41 double plays. That wild pitch takes them out of the routine ground ball double play opportunity.
Pitching coach Dan Roselle seems to have settled Benton down. But again, 2 runners in scoring position behind him.
Early in the game at the top of the first, they would give up a run just to get it out over at first base. Right now, Benton's got to do some damage control. Ground ball to second, a run will score. And they'll have their first. So Borders grounds out to second to drive in Merrill, and the Bulls lead it 1-0.
He'll take the ground out there. Luke Borders, leader on this team now with 51 runs driven in his senior season. And USF's on the board first. Breaking ball, and he saw that really well. Waited on it, pulled it to the right side of the infield, and allows the run to cross.
David Villar needs the same thing, a ground ball off the middle to make it a 2-0 USF lead. Villar 304, 7 homers, 44 driven in. 6 players in this USF lineup with double-digit doubles. Merrill, Stunkel, Borders, Villar, Genord, and Montez. In 109 doubles this season.
USF needed some extra base hits late in the ball game against Tulane to advance. Green Wave were eliminated earlier today.
Swing and a miss, 0-2. A fun game to watch though on opening night, back and forth between the two clubs.
One of the big heroes in that one, as you see the swing and miss, was Chris Chatfield. Chatfield with a huge home run. That's down in the 8 hole.
0-2. Swing and a miss. 2 away. Big pitch by Benton. Now an out away from only giving up 1 run in an inning that started hit, batter, error, and wild pitch.
Benton came into the ball game 70 strikeouts in 67 2/3 innings pitched. Picks up number 71 there on the outside corner.
Joe Genord, sophomore, 265, 9 homers, leads the club in home runs. 37 driven in. Check swing, and he went around.
Same pitch. That time Watkins couldn't hold on to it. Same result though.
And those shadows creeping onto the field, fouled off. So Benton coming out of the shade. The ball travels into the sun and then back. That's what you're looking at. From the shadow to the sun to the shadow. Now you have the shadows creeping across left field. Sun sets behind the third base grandstand here at Spectrum Field in Clearwater, Florida. The 0-2. Up and in as he goes down on a knee. Ball and 2 strikes.
Benton just touched 92 with that last pitch. Really showing some nice velocity here early in the first inning.
Inside, it caught him. That is the second hit batter of the inning. And that is the 4th freebie given up. 2 at-batters, an error, and a wild pitch. Yet, they've only given up 1 run. If they get out of it with 1 run, it's a nice job. But they'll want to get Benton settled down in the dugout.
Second hit by pitch of the ball game. This one just loses control, finishes a little bit high, and tings off the home plate umpire's catcher's gear. David Condon took that one. Benton the starter for East Carolina. Shane McLanahan, fabulous freshman for the USF Bulls, who is a draft eligible sophomore with electric stuff, will be out in the field in the bottom of the first.
Here's Andres Leal, the junior, 268, no homers, 12 driven in. Good contact guy, 16 walks, only 15 strikeouts this year in 39 games and 25 starts. Strike taken on the inside, 0-2.
Now the catcher now in his junior season for Coach Kingston. Part of that 2015 NCAA tournament club in Coach King's first season.
Had it not been for a rash of injuries last year, they likely would have. They had the talent to make it. A little bit in East Carolina's situation a season ago with a ton of injuries on that USF team. You knew if they were healthy this year, they could be good, and they've proven it. In 41-15, 31-6 home record over in Tampa, 500 on the road. They let her high and misses.
Benton still one pitch from getting out of the inning with giving up just one run.
Three runners of reach without a hit. First and third, two down. Got him there. Painted on the outside. Second strikeout of the inning. One run on no hits. There was an error. Two men left on base. We played a half an inning, and USF leads the Pirates 1-0 on the American Digital Network.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
When learning creates leaders, ideas are ignited, focus gets sharper, and service connects generations. We commit our expertise to heal, to discover, and to drive our region forward to a brighter tomorrow. East Carolina University. Tomorrow starts here.
There you see the sun setting beyond the third base grandstand here at Spectrum Field in Clearwater. What a beautiful ballpark here as we take a look at the starting lineups for the East Carolina Pirates. A nice lineup here despite the injuries this year. They've got some big sticks in Travis Watkins and Spencer Brickhouse. Those 3-4 hitters in the order, both with 9 home runs. And they can hit up and down the order. The look at Shane McLanahan.
McLanahan matched a season high earlier this year against ECU. 7 innings pitched, 13 struck out. He is a redshirt freshman who missed all of last year, Jeff, due to Tommy John. He's missed the last couple of weeks of action as well as the regular season came to a close. 3-4 on the year. ERA's a little high at 4.26, but talking with the USF staff and broadcasters, he's got electric stuff, and when he's pitching well, no one can hit him. Sometimes he'll lose a little control, and the pitch count will add up. Tonight, he'll be on a pitch count. Here we are near the end of the season.
Set to go, and here is Brady Lloyd, the designated hitter. Lloyd, 333, no homers, 2 driven in. Just his third start of the season. He has played in 29 games. First pitch high and away to the backstop. East Carolina got their offense rolling the other night in the 14-3 win. Only the second time this year every starter has gotten hit.
Well, a wild pitch with some high velocity, and you see the fans scatter behind the backstop.
Does it matter how many times you sit behind the net? All you see is the ball coming your way. Delivers a strike out of the letters that time at 1-1.
Again, 5 sophomores in the starting lineup tonight for Coach Kingston. Likes his chances to move on to Saturday in the winner's bracket.
Down and in will miss. Four seniors and a junior for ECU. Coming off that super regional team last year. 2-1 foul back to the right. Again, they got hot at the right time. They came out of the tournament a year ago 0-2, thinking they may just be in the regionals not for a very long time. They got red hot and ran all the way to Lubbock, Texas. Swing and a miss.
97 miles an hour on the punch out by Shane McLanahan, redshirt freshman.
Came at him, let her high fastball. Well, that first pitch, maybe just to knock the dust off, and he's ready to go after that first pitch went to the backstop. He has been outstanding. Charlie Yorgan, the senior, 338, 4 homers, and 34 driven, 34 driven in. Up and in, backed him off the plate. Jorgen, part of that great run, was in the Charlottesville All-Regional team. He was 9 for 15 with a homer, 2 doubles, 4 RBIs.
Watch this buzz the tower. I don't know how he had time to react. That one was 98.
The 9 hits that Jorgen got in that regional were the second most by any player in regional action. From Rice's Grayson Lewis over at Baton Rouge had 10.
Wow.
Chopper up the middle is shallow. No, will not be able to make the play, so Jorgen is aboard.
Wouldn't be surprised if they rule that a hit, and they have. First hit of the ball game now for ECU.
Infield single.
Buzz the tower, came back on the outside part of the plate. He's able to chop it up the middle. No one can make the play in time.
Travis Watkins, 343, 12 doubles, 9 homers, 43 driven in. Jorgen with 7 stolen bases on the year. They also out 6 of 21 behind the plate for USF. That one lace foul off to the right side. East Carolina this year, 54 of 80 on stolen bases. 100 doubles, 54 home runs. They are second only to Tulane, who is now out of the tournament. That one is fouled off Leal.
McLanahan missed all of 2016 with that Tommy John surgery. He has come back this year and filled up the strikeouts in the box score. Record, though, 4-2 on the year.
The 0-2. Can pitch out again to see if Leal wants to take a look at Jorgen at first. There goes the runner. The throw from Leal is into center field. Nobody covered.
Miscommunication up the middle, and now a runner 90 feet away that could tie it up.
Jorgen's 8th stolen base. Neither Merrill nor Montez broke for the bag. Jorgen saw that immediately. It never even had to slide. And goes first to third. So now you need a ground ball by Watkins or a fly ball. And USF is going to draw the infield in all the way around. Unfortunate error for Leal, because you don't know who miscommunicated there, but he's the one that threw it, and he'll get tagged with the error. It'll be stolen base for Jorgen, error going to third. Watkins now fills it up at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Called strike 3, ran him on the inside. Second strikeout for McLanahan.
Watkins looks back at the home plate umpire, and I think he's saying, we got a wild pitch here. We got a couple of guys that he's lost and hit, and you're going to give him those tight calls on the corners where he's shown he's been wild.
David Conner, the home plate umpire. Harry Greer at first, Brandon Cooper at second. Matt Nader at third base. Be up to Spencer Brickhouse to get this run in with 2 outs. Up and in, misses. 4 ball, 1-0. Brickhouse, freshman, 315, 9 homers, and 26 driven in. At a Bunn High School, a 4-year starter under Christopher Cullum. Helped the Wildcats to a 77-18 4-year record that included 4 straight North Carolina 2A Conference regular season titles. Takes that ball upstairs. Completed his prep career with a .548 batting average. Had 136 hits. Second highest in North Carolina high school history. Had 25 career home runs, 131 RBI. Up and in. He gets a wild pitch. That was up and in. Thought it may have grazed him at first, but he got out of the way. It makes its way to the backstop. And the Pirates have tied it up.
Second wild pitch of the ball game for McLanahan, and the 10th of the year for the redshirt freshman. Makes him pay. We're now knotted up. He just thrown 95, answers back. That one just pops out of the glove of Andres Leal.
So now Spencer Brickhouse, a 3-0 count, nobody on and 2 away. And the game evened up at a run apiece.
McLanahan listed at 6'1", 173 pounds, out of Cape Coral, Florida.
Goes after the 3-0 and fouls it off behind him.
Played at Cape Coral High School, very successful there, and that drew the attention of quite a few scouts. He was selected in the 26th round out of high school in the 2015 amateur draft by the New York Mets.
Hitters count 3-1, went after ball 4 on the inside, nearly caught him on the hands.
94 miles an hour. And I mean, he's been 90, he's been 98, and working every digit in between.
If he goes a couple of innings like this, then he starts dropping in some changeups down in the low 80s. (3-2) offering. There was 184, but just missed it.
Had to be perfect there, and he misses on the outside part of the plate. Another base runner comes across for East Carolina.
Eric Tyner, the third baseman, 342, 6 homers, 38 driven in.
Kind of an up and down first inning. A strikeout, an infield single, another strikeout, and then the walk on the payoff pitch.
Well, both pitchers have been a little bit wild here in the first. Eric Tyner, another member of the Charlottesville All-Regional team. He was 6 for 11, big swing and a miss. Tied Travis Watkins a year ago for the lead with 14 doubles on the team. Brickhouse leads over at first. Comes down and in, 1-1. It's a really comfortable evening here at 84 degrees, a nice breeze. This time yesterday, clouds and some rain in Clearwater. There's a strike at the letters. Wind has actually, for the first time this week, maybe died down just a little bit. It was still pretty brisk in the first 2 games. It has started to tail off a little bit here in the third game as night falls. Down and again. Down even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch count up a little bit here on McLanahan at 22.
Tyler, a third baseman. 2 years ago, he was backing up Jeff Hoffman behind the plate. Hoffman, of course, a first-round draft pick.
Up under the elbows.
Tyler, a pretty good athlete. Played football, basketball, and baseball in high school. 3-sport athlete. Takes this one inside and backs him off the plate.
Fouled off right side.
Just got his bat around on it. 95 miles an hour from McLanahan.
Had it not been for the wild pitch, Jorgen would still be at third at this point. Down and in. First and second, a pair of back-to-back 2-out walks gives an opportunity for Turner Brown.
That'll prompt a meeting at the Hill. Assistant coach will come out for USF. Just a chance to settle down the freshman who's up on the Hill in his first tournament game here in Clearwater. Again, a couple of strikeouts and an infield single followed by back-to-back walks. And you just don't want to give ECU in this offense anything else to crank around the field, because they have shown how good their offense is since joining the American the last 3 seasons.
And again, they blasted UCF 14-3 the other night. This is the second time this year they've had every starter in the lineup get a base hit. Came in with a .295 average, 100 doubles, 54 home runs, which is second in the American. So Turner Brown will dig in. Brown again, 269, 10 doubles, pair of home runs, 29 driven in. Fouled it off to the right side. 58 starts a year ago, played 60 games at shortstop. In his rookie year, hit .281. Played at Whiteville High School. Got the Wolfpack to a 103-18 4-year record. 3 times he was a state champion.
ECU's double-digit win against UCF, the regular season champion, was their 13th game this year. They've scored in double figures. They're 13-0 in those games.
A 1-1 looking for a 2-out RBI and a ground ball to the right side. Picked up at first by Genord, and his only play is to Merrill, and that will end the inning. 1 run, there was a hit and error, 2 left on base. We played 1 inning and we're tied at 1 on the American Digital Network.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
The University of South Florida is a regional powerhouse with global significance, leading advances that are changing the world. Now a leader among the nation's universities in research, healthcare, and just being cool. The place where young men and women train to become the best.
This is where the Bulls run.
USF Bulls have several of their fans here. They're not far away to the closest school. They're, what, Garrett, a drive across the
Courtney Campbell,
bridge, yeah.
Depending if you're coming from South Tampa, could be coming up the Howard Franklin, and then you go up the base side. I used to do traffic in the area. That's why I know.
Nice.
Yeah, it's nice to see the green and gold in attendance tonight, enjoying this American Championship game.
It's about, what, 30, 45 minutes away, depending on the traffic?
Little traffic.
Then Orlando, the next closest school. So the 2 Florida schools usually draw pretty well here. And a lot of them like to hang out in Frenchies. That's a fun place. 1-1. They like to see their Bulls get the day off tomorrow and advance to Saturday into the championship ball game. They played 6 times this year. Good meet again tomorrow. If East Carolina picks up the win here. Could meet again Saturday if USF wins, then UCF wins the elimination game. They could end up playing, if they do that on Saturday, a total of 8 times this season.
Memphis hasn't reached their quota yet. They win 2 games here every year and usually send USF home. That's been the case all 3 years.
Fortunately for the Bulls, they're in the opposite bracket for a change. There's a fly ball to center field, and there's 1 away.
Looked good off the bat, but it stayed up too long, and the center fielder, Phillips, able to get under it.
So a quick fly out for Montez, and that'll ring up Chris Chatfield, the left fielder. 236 on the season, 6 homers and 27 driven in. Again, a 1-1 game just to the top half of the second. Benton looks a lot more comfortable now after an inning under his belt. Can he hit a pair of batters an inning ago?
Pretty powerful hack there. Not able to make contact, though.
Swing and a miss. 0-2. Sometimes starters are that way. Need the first inning if they can just get through it. Then they really settled in. Oh, 2 went at him. That'll be his second or his third strikeout now. His third in the last 5 batters.
Benton peeled off the breaking ball here. It stays inside on the left-hander. Watch it disappear. Whoop. Unbelievable K.
Cameron Montgomery, a sophomore, 209. A pair of home runs, 11 driven in. So if McLanahan matches Benton as far as getting settled down in the second, could be a really tight ball game.
Benton touches 93 on the gun there with that strike. USF on the season with 41 victories. That's the most since the NCAA team in 1996 won 41 games.
0-1 is down and away.
Coach Kingston, with a win here today, would have 100 in 3 seasons with the Bulls. Over 270 victories for his career.
Williamson a little deep in left field. A 1-1. Slider down and out now. 2-1. Montgomery works ahead. Swing and a miss. Ran him inside. He retires Montgomery. That's 4 in a row.
There's Coach Kingston. Had this team so close to a regular season championship.
2-2 off speed. Trying to frame it. Didn't get the call.
Would have been the Bulls' first since 2002. Hoping that the 9-hole hitter Cameron Montgomery, nice eye here, can come through and get something going in the second.
Three-2, and he drills one to left field. This one, it's back off the top of the wall. Played nicely by Williamson. He's going to hold him to a very hard hit single.
That ball jumped off the bat of Cameron Montgomery, and Benton whipped his head back around to watch it go. Montgomery watches this one fly off the left field wall. Just missed his 5th double of the year. Probably the longest single he'll ever hit in his life.
Back to the top of the order. It's going to be Kevin Merrill, who was hit by a pitch, would later score on the ground out by Luke Borders. But there's a little dent in the wall out there in left field now. That was lasered to left field. Strike call on the outside of the left-hander.
The wind at this ballpark not as blustery as it had been for the first couple of days. It is blowing out through right at the current present moment.
With the right-hander Benton on the mound, USF with their switch hitters can send as many as 5 left-handers to the plate in this order. Shadows will not play a factor anymore. The infield, at least for the mound of the plate now, under the shadows. Lights will be taking effect here in the next 30 to 45 minutes.
All-conference first-teamer Kevin Merrill at the plate with 2 outs.
0-1 high chopper is just foul at first. 0-2 on Kevin Merrill.
Merrill leading the American in hitting. What's interesting, though, is how different the numbers are in conference and non-conference play. Hitting .438 out of American play. Just incredible non-conference scheduling by the Bulls this year. You had teams like Florida State, Florida, a bunch of in-conference schools that'll be competing for tournaments. He hit .438 non-conference, .321 in American play.
0-2 misses down and in. Like you mentioned, it would be something different if they played a very soft non-conference schedule to have that discrepancy, but they didn't. They played a very tough non-conference schedule. This is one of those things. Guess the scouting report was out by the time league play started.
They won at Florida State. They won in Gainesville.
Hard hit foul ball at first.
At one point, USF had won 19 games in a row, second longest streak in school history. They've been very successful in extra innings as well. 5-2 on the year when a game goes to the extra frame.
1-2, and he crushes one foul. Ooh. Out of the ballpark.
Merrill is not just a singles hitter. He's got power numbers too.
11 doubles, 4 triples, 6 home runs. He slugs .579. Still a good leadoff man with 28 walks this year. Montgomery planted over at first base with 2 outs. 1-2 and a base hit through the right side. Montgomery makes the turn. He'll head for third.
Back-to-back singles with 2 outs for the USF Bulls.
Duke Stunkel Jr. reached on the air in the first.
Merrill kills this ball through the right side. Quick throw will come in, though, by Henriksen, and that cuts off Merrill from advancing. Now runners on the corners.
Stunkel comes in, 343, 15 doubles. He leads the team with 15 doubles, has the 1 home run. He's driven in 20. First pitch to Stunkel. Drops it down to 79 miles an hour. A strike called on the inner half.
Merrill now hitting .392. That would be an American record if he keeps it above .370.
Fouled it off left side and out of play a year ago. Stunkel, 54 games, 53 starts to 260, a pair of home runs. Came out of St. Petersburg College, where he's the Conference Player of the Year, playing 44 games where he hit .400 with a home run and 34 driven in.
That's literally right across the street. Right by the Joe DiMaggio Sports Complex here in Clearwater.
0-2. He'll come at him. Fouls it into the dugout. Oh, I believe that was Mark Kingston to make the one-handed grab.
Stunkel's mother, Kathy, was a professional tennis player, heavily involved with U.S. American tennis in these days. So a little athleticism in the blood. His father, Brad, played football at the University of Miami.
And he just capped it.
USF hoping that the hit parade continues with the 2-hole hitter Stunkel Jr. at the plate. But he is behind in the count.
.02. Wasted it high. They'll take a look down at third, but no one covering.
That one all the way up to 89 miles an hour by Benton.
One, two, off speed outside. And Benton just trying to get this third out.
Breaking ball not quite as sharp as it needs to be by Benton.
Already, this is going to be his 45th pitch in the first 2 innings. Ground ball at first, right on the bag. Glove by Brickhouse. That will end the inning. No runs, pair hits, no errors, 2 left on base. Still a 1-1 game between the Pirates and the Bulls on the American Digital Network.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
When learning creates leaders, ideas are ignited, focus gets sharper, and service connects generations. We commit our expertise to heal, to discover, and to drive our region forward to a brighter tomorrow. East Carolina University. Tomorrow starts here.
Well, some of the faithful for East Carolina making the trip down from Greenville to support their Pirates. Boy, the Pirates are playing well at Clark LeClaire Stadium, one of the most fun places you'll watch a ball game in college baseball. One of the top 25 stadiums annually, and those stadium reports, they did a nice job with that ballpark there. And things are in place, obviously, for Cliff Gladwin. He showed it yet last year with the trip to the Super Regionals. Again, we told you several times, just an injury-riddled season, but still has them over 500.
They've won this tournament prior in 2015, went to the NCAA tournament the last 2 years in a row, and Coach Godwin played for that stadium's namesake, who has passed away, Keith LeClaire, the head coach that really got ECU's program going in the late 90s and 2000s.
Wanye Williams-Sutton, who played that rocket off the left field wall really well on Montgomery and got it in to hold him to a single. Had he not, then the second single by Merrill likely scores a run. But his play helped maintain a 1-1 tie, and it's tied outside at 2-0. Williams-Sutton, 276, 7 homers, 15 driven in.
McLanahan in danger of having a high pitch count as well, similar to Benton's. Here in his second inning of work, he starts off with 30 pitches.
2-0 big, swing and a miss that time by Williams-Sutton.
94 on the radar gun. McLanahan facing him for the second time. Make that first time in this ball game. Number one stands in. I want to choke up just a little bit.
Swing and a miss again, just blows it past him.
McLanahan averages 12.5 strikeouts per 9 innings. That's good for 5th in all of the NCAA. And surrenders just 6 hits per 9. That's good for top 30.
Two, and he drives one to the left center field. Long way to go. And making it look easy is Duke Stunkel Jr.
Nice piece of hitting there by Dewanya Sutton-Williams. Thought that was headed for the ground in the gap. Waited on the fastball and left it right over the plate. Again, Stunkel Jr. right before the track makes the catch.
Here's Wes Phillips, the senior, 275, 6 doubles, 11 driven in. The left-hander delivers the fastball up and out at 92 miles an hour. Chatfield in left field was about 5 feet from the track. Now will begin to walk in a bit. Captain foul rolls it over to the right side. One, high and away.
That one got away from him. Earlier in the year, Saturday game, McLanahan had 13 strikeouts against ECU. USF won all 3 of those matchups. McLanahan went 7 innings in that game. That's his season high.
Has not come in on Phillips yet. He stayed away. Now 3-1. See if he tries to run one down and in on him.
13 strikeouts, the most by any USF pitcher since Jimmy Herget in 2014.
Up and out again. Draws the 1-out walk. That's going to be the 3rd walk of the game now for McLanahan.
That'll keep his pitch count a little bit higher as well.
9-hole hitter, Drew Henriksen at 255. No homers. He's driven in 5 this year. Phillips 3 of 6 on stolen bases. Again, Liao's thrown out 6 of 21. Doesn't look like he's going to be going anywhere. Just about a one-step lead as Henriksen flashed the bunt momentarily.
Just the 12th start of the season for Henriksen, but a left-handed bat in the lineup. That's what you want in a game like this.
Oh, and 2. Felt it was a little up and out, but right there at the corner. Up and in. Jammed him for the strikeout. Couldn't stop the momentum, and there's 2 away.
McLanahan with 3 punch-outs in the ballgame now. Let's see the offer. He goes around. He'll head back to the dugout.
Strikeout number 2 of the game from McLanahan to the top of the order. Brady Lloyd struck out an inning ago. So Phillips over at first now with 2 away. One big swing and a miss went after the high fastball.
Talked about the offensive production. East Carolina with 13 games where they've plated 10 or more runs. They have 33 games this year where they've had double-digit hits.
Strike 2 taken on the inner half. Oh, 2 goes at him, swing and a miss. That'll end the inning. 4 strikeouts for McLanahan. No runs, no hits, no errors. A runner left on. We played 2. We are tied at 1 on the American Digital Network.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
The University of South Florida is a regional powerhouse with global significance, leading advances that are changing the world. Now a leader among the nation's universities in research, healthcare, and just being cool. The place where young men and women train to become the best.
This is where the Bulls run.
Well, there they are, the Osprey we watch every year up in that right field foul pole, and about time for some of the baby Osprey. They're checking out some baseball.
Man, if you're a lighting technician, you better be wary. I'm not trying to go up there and change out any of those bulbs.
There's no way. They're all out tough.
Maybe you wear like the beekeeper's costume or something to protect yourself?
There's enough lights in the ballpark. We can do without those.
USF Bulls dugout. They tied it up. They got on the board first. ECU was able to plate a run on a wild pitch. They're trying to break through here, bringing the offense back out against Trey Benton, who's seen the pitch count climb just a little bit.
Part of the order, Borders, Villar and Janor due up for the Bulls. Borders of the ground out that scored Merrill in the first to give the Bulls a brief 1-0 lead. The Pirates would tie it up in the bottom half of the inning. So the first pitch, off speed. Swing and a miss by Borders. Borders again came in at .338, 7 homers. That was his 51st RBI back in the first. Oh, one fouls it off.
2 weeks ago, across the bay in Tampa, Benton threw 4 2/3 in a start against USF. He gave up 8 hits, 4 runs. They were all earned. He also struck out 7. Did not factor in the loss a 1-run game, 5-4.
0-2, just down and out.
All of those games were so close, 1 run, 2 runs, and 3 runs. Benton couldn't quite come away with the victory, though, in what was a pretty good start.
Breaking ball stayed high. He was ahead of Borders 0-2, and he's evening it up now at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Already in the 3rd inning, this will be pitch number 50. Popped him out of play. Stays 2-2.
Borders, the younger brother of Levi Borders, who's a redshirt senior and had an illness diagnosed earlier in the year, decided to sit out his final and 5th season with USF, but still has spent a lot of time in their dugout during the regular season. Just hasn't been able to participate.
2-2 just misses up and out.
2 sons of Pat Borders.
Right.
Nice bloodline to have.
World Series MVP with the Blue Jays.
And as so many professional athletes have done, especially on the baseball side, settling in the Bay Area.
3-2, chop foul. I actually saw Pat Borders play as a 3rd baseman in the AAA All-Star game when it came through Memphis, I believe, in 2000.
Is he part of Team USA as well?
He may have been. The 3-2 to Luke Borders.
Already with a run driven in the game. Looking for his first hit.
Popped and foul out of play left side. You know, Luke Borders, you never know. The DH today, he's caught some. Left-handed batter with a little pop at his bat. May get a few looks. Does that hurt to be the son of Pat Borders? He may get a couple looks late in the draft. 3-2 pitch. Just missed outside, and he walks. Leadoff walk for USF. That's going to be the first walk, but again, you've got to remember, Ben also hit 2 batters.
So Borders will stand on first base, and now Villar will come in. ECU just had 2 players run out of their 3rd base dugout and head for the pin.
Borders 4 stolen base again. Watkins 11 of 32, so a little bit over 33% of runners thrown out this year. So a pretty good throwing catcher behind the plate.
Villar with great numbers on the season. Hitting over 300. 33 runs scored, 6 homers, and 44 RBIs. He had a bang-up weekend in non-conference play in a tournament, including teams like Harvard. Peppered the Crimson around 7 for 11 that weekend. 7 runs scored. He hit .630.
You just hit half of that. That would have been a good weekend.
Perfect placement on the outside corner here by Benton. That long reach still can't catch up with it.
0-2 on Villar. Turner, a quick throw to first, not in time.
Now a pair of arms warming up for East Carolina.
In the dirt. Nice save that time by Watkins.
Both pitchers, McLanahan and Benton, have 3+ strikeouts. But you see the relievers warming up. Lanier and a lefty.
Ryan Ross, the junior left-hander. Lanier, the sophomore right-hander.
I would say to this point, Benton's looked a little sharper than McLanahan.
They've gotten the job done after they struggled in the first. But both lineups have still been able to get both starters in high pitch counts. We could see the bullpen obviously getting loose now for both teams here coming to play in the 3rd and 4th innings. Thing is, there's not a lot to show for it on the scoreboard. Swing and a miss, struck him out. 4th strikeout of the game. You can imagine 2 pitchers with around 50 pitches in 2+ innings, you'd have more than a run apiece.
Villar strikes out for the 52nd time this year. Benton looked good doing it.
Double play gets him out of the inning and back in the dugout. Joe Genord was hit by a pitch with 2 outs in the first inning. High fly ball in the center. That's got a little carry at the warning track, and it's hauled in by Phillips. Long out for Joe Genord.
Hit that ball about 385 feet. But able to settle under it is Wes Phillips. Boy, he left that one out over the plate, and Genord got as much of it as he could.
Andres Leal, the catcher, struck out looking to end the first inning. 268, no homers and 12 driven in. Back to first again, keeping Borders close. And again, Borders only 4 stolen bases this year. First pitch, fastball high, misses 1-0.
Leal, one of more than half the players on this USF squad that hail from the Tampa Bay area. Made the decision to stay close to home. Looks at a strike there. Just under 90 miles an hour with some good sink by Benton. That'll bring it to 1-1.
One ground ball to the right side. Over to first in time to end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Order left on. We're headed to the bottom of the 3rd. Still tied at 1 between USF and ECU on the American Digital Network.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
When learning creates leaders, ideas are ignited, focus gets sharper, and service connects generations. We commit our expertise to heal, to discover, and to drive our region forward to a brighter tomorrow. East Carolina University. Tomorrow starts here.
Great place to have this American Conference tournament. Our 4th year here in Clearwater, Florida. I'm Jeff Bryant alongside Garrett Walford, and the weather has been outstanding today after battling some rain. And again, you got to tip your cap not only to the conference staff at the American, but the coaches agreeing to push up those games to Tuesday. Again, no one really likes getting up for 9 a.m. ball games, but much better than all of a sudden we've got to cram in, say, 5 games tomorrow, or maybe some elimination games on Sunday morning. And that's really where it becomes a little unfair if Team A has to play a doubleheader Sunday and Team B is just waiting for the championship game. So moving the tournament up, everyone comes in on Sunday. Worked out really well.
Here's Shane McLanahan. 4 wins on the year. They all came in non-conference against Miami, Ohio, Toledo, Valparaiso, and Harvard. Your bracket. Everybody trying to advance into Saturday's semifinals. The winner of this game will head there. USF won their first game against Tulane in the bottom half of your bracket. They had to come back to beat the Green Wave. ECU all over league champion UCF. That game was a 14-3 final.
Houston waiting for Saturday. They got the day off tomorrow after knocking off UConn earlier today. The Huskies play the Tigers of Memphis tomorrow at 11. Then one of these two teams are going to face UCF in the afternoon game at 3 Eastern, 2 Central. The 1-1 will miss a bit high.
More on McLanahan. His only 2 losses in the year came in American play. One at Tulane, the other at UConn. That was 3 weeks ago. This is his first appearance since May 12th.
2-1 to the opposite field. Nope. Merrill stabs the line drive.
Sounded a little hollow coming off the bat, and Merrill's able to get in front of that one. The all-conference first teamer. Jorgen retired. Just a fastball. Goes the opposite field with it, and Merrill makes the out. The funny thing about McLanahan, he has not won a game for USF in over 2 months. Not since March 18th against Harvard.
7 no decisions on the season. One 1-0 here on Travis Watkins. Watkins fouled it off. How to play.
Still working in the low 90s. That last pitch, 92 miles an hour on Watkins.
Fastball on the outer half. So that'll miss. Watkins now ahead of the count at 2-1.
Watkins has helped East Carolina accomplish a ton over the last 4 years. In 2014 and 2015, the team saw the win totals rise. They won 40 games for the first time in 5 years. They were back in the NCAA tournament the last 2 years running. And Jeff, the way they started off the tournament, just beating down UCF, there's no reason to think they couldn't be it 3 years in a row.
3-1. Flies into right field. Tracking it down is Montgomery, and there's 2 away.
The extra base hits that they put up, 300 hitters. Just got to have some solid pitching like you've gotten from Benton so far. You'll put yourself in a chance to win every game.
Well, it's going to benefit, obviously, any team in the winner's bracket because you get the days off. But a team like East Carolina with some of the injuries, they're still very potent, but they're a team that can really use that extra day off. So staying in the winner's bracket is going to be big if East Carolina's going to make a run. That's why the opening day win was so big for them. They get another day off tomorrow. Anyone they use on Tuesday as far as the bullpen, and at 14-3, I doubt they really spent their bullpen too much. Probably gave some freshmen some work. But they would be available. Now, if they win tonight, you have to get into their bullpen because the pitch counts up a little bit. That's a nice breather before you play Saturday and potentially Sunday.
They threw the big man, Evan Krasinski, in the opener against UCF.
Another high count here, 3-0. And McLanahan into the 50s at 56. Both runs coming in the first. A lot of free bases issued in that first inning. We're now under the light, still daylight, but no more sun on the field. Long foul ball out of play. And there's the souvenir.
Got to track it down.
(3-1) swing and a miss. Went after one up and in a bit.
Their ace, Krasinski, went 6 innings, scattered 8 hits, only allowed 1 earned run, and improved to 4-2 on the year. He's a senior.
Reaches out, line drive right back to McLanahan to end the inning. Wow. Hard hit ball. McLanahan stabs it. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Sweep play, 3 complete. We are tied at 1 on the American Digital Network.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
The University of South Florida is a regional powerhouse with global significance, leading advances that are changing the world. Now a leader among the nation's universities in research, healthcare, and just being cool. The place where young men and women train to become the best.
This is where the bulls run.
That's picking up. Nightfall here in Clearwater, and Frenchie's the place to be. A few people hanging out in the sun earlier today, but cooling off. Just saddle up to the bar. Whether you want to be under the tiki hut or out in the open, great place. You saw one home run on top of the tiki hut earlier today. 1-1 game here as we go to the 4th inning. And again, we'll see who has to go to the bullpen first. The pitch counts moving up here for both Trey Benton for ECU and Shane McLanahan for USF. But Benton is back out, and the Pirates have their bullpen rolling. Again, it's Ross and Lanier in the bullpen.
USF fans who are here have had quite a bit to cheer about. 4 strikeouts by McLanahan. He's thrown back-to-back shutout innings for USF. Now they'll bring the offense to the dish. Coco Montez will lead everything off. Through 3 complete, we'll go to the top of the 4th.
So 7, 8, 9 in the USF order. Montez hit the ball hard, but Phillips made the play in center on the line drive 2 innings ago. Montez 0 for 1. Montez comes into today 292, 4 home runs. He has driven in 28.
Montez, a 35th round selection out of high school in the MLB draft by the Washington Nationals.
0-1, strike of the knees.
He had a .399 batting average in his high school career. Came out of the Miami area.
0-2, slaps it up the middle. Backhanded at second by Jorgen. On to first, so there's one away. Nice range by Jorgen at second base. Just got on top of it. 2-hopper, nice plant. Chris Chatfield struck out swinging in the 2nd inning. 4 strikeouts now for McLanahan, or Benton, excuse me. Foul that one off straight back into the net, and it's 0-1. Showed the bunt there, just trying to get the infield to move around.
Chatfield had a 3-run home run in the 4th inning in the win against Tulane to start this tournament. Benton would like to avoid that.
Swing and a miss. Stayed outside that time.
Chatfield, 6'3", 207 pounds up there in the box from the Riverview area. Part of the Tampa Bay region. It's just south of USF's campus, down by Brandon.
Misses low and away. Chatfield not going after it.
Benton's offering finishes a little bit low under the knees of Chatfield, again, who's 6'3". He's still behind in the count.
1-2, just misses again. Benton's retired 4 in a row since walking borders to lead off the 3rd. Misses that time. He's ahead 0-2. Now it's a full count.
Already has 4 strikeouts in the ballgame.
Ground ball foul. And over 70 pitches already here in the top half of the 4th inning. High fly ball hit well to right field. That one is on its way out. 1 out solo shot. What a blast by Chatfield. 7th on the year.
Little souvenir for the Bulls fans out in right field. And USF takes the lead 2-1. You can see the beginnings in his sophomore season of some pretty good power numbers by Chatfield. 2 home runs in this tournament now, 7 on the year. And Benton, let's go the Gopher Ball.
28 RBI. That should be the, by my count, 21st home run hit now here in game number 8. Hung it up there and he drove it. Cameron Montgomery singled back in the 2nd.
Benton's now given up 8 home runs on the season. That leads the ECU pitching staff. Again, still just a 1-run game. Got to shake something like that off. That was a no doubt about it shot.
Again, it is Lanier and Ross. Lanier, the right-hander, Ross, the left-hander. They've been up here for an inning or so, up and down. 2-0.
Montgomery hit it hard back in his first at bat in the 2nd, singled all the way to the wall. Timeout's going to be called, and the pitching coach, no, it's going to be Cliff Godwin coming out to talk with Trey Benton.
So potentially this could be it for Benton.
He had a pretty short outing against the Bulls during the regular season, only got into the 5th.
And it looks like that's going to do it. He is making his way back to the dugout. And it appears that's going to be Ryan Ross, I believe, coming down the stairs. We'll find out after the break. 2-1 USF on the American Digital Network.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
The University of South Florida is a regional powerhouse with global significance, leading advances that are changing the world. Now a leader among the nation's universities in research, healthcare, and just being cool. The place where young men and women train to become the best.
This is where the bulls run.
When learning creates leaders, ideas are ignited, focus gets sharper, and service connects generations. We commit our expertise to heal, to discover, and to drive our region forward to a brighter tomorrow. East Carolina University. Tomorrow starts here.
Ryan Ross, the left-hander, coming in relief in a 2-1 game just in the fourth inning, but with the pitch counts for both McLanahan and the starter Bent for East Carolina, Garrett, you would have thought we'd have more than a 2-1 game right now, but they've just been working the counts.
They have. They both worked deep into counts. They've gotten some outs, 4 strikeouts apiece for the starters. Ryan Ross will come in. He's a junior, comes in from a junior college. You take a look at what Benton did the last couple of innings. He was able to settle down and just allowed the solo home run to Chatfield. You know, I thought he might go a little bit deeper in the game than he did, but after he started off the next batter 2-0, Coach Godwin came out and gave him the hook.
Well, as an 8 seed, you can't play with anything, especially with a team with some injuries trying to stay in the winner's bracket and get that next day off before Saturday.
We'll see what USF can do. They've already gotten into the bullpen here. Cameron Montgomery ahead in the count with the 2-0. There's Coach Godwin, already the American Coach of the Year once in his career. That was 2 seasons ago when they passed the 40-win plateau and finished second in the league. Also won the tournament championship in 2015 and went directly to the NCAA tournament.
Ryan Ross ready to go as Cameron Montgomery again comes in. He's still sitting there with a 2-0 count. So they make the switch mid-count. Right fielder again hitting .209, a pair of home runs and 11 driven in. There's the strike, makes it 2-1. Outside by Ryan Ross, again the junior left-hander. ECU keeping that bullpen loose. Strike, take it on the inside. Builds it up, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Take another look at the offering here by the left-hander. Right there at the knees, and they've gotten the call for most of the tournament.
3-2, swing and a miss down on a knee.
81 miles an hour. Put the brakes on it. And just a little too aggressive there at the bottom of the order by Montgomery.
Now back up to Kevin Merrill, who is 1 for 1. He's been hit by a pitch and singled. Just lost his balance. Boy, really got twisted around. 390 hitter, 6 homers, 33 driven in. Joe's bunt backs it out. That's going to catch the inside for a strike.
Merrill was rated the 5th best shortstop in the nation according to D1 Baseball back in March. Named the perfect game midseason All-American team. And came in as the number 49 prospect in this year's draft class.
Change up now, 0-2. All of a sudden, the reliever Ross a strike away from getting out of the inning. being a little bit more deliberate to pound the strike zone. Wasted that one down and away, a 1-2 count. Ground ball right side, long way to go. Sliding and making a tremendous stop is Jorgen. Again, Jorgen showing some range. We've seen him go up the middle. This time goes to his left in the inning. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors. Nobody left on base. Chris Chatfield's home run will put USF on top 2-1 here in the 4th on the American Digital Network.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
When learning creates leaders, ideas are ignited, focus gets sharper, and service connects generations. We commit our expertise to heal, to discover, and to drive our region forward to a brighter tomorrow. East Carolina University. Tomorrow starts here.
Postcard shot here in Clearwater Spectrum Field as we're moving to the bottom of the 4th and a 2-1 USF lead off of the home run. Couldn't ask for a better night of baseball here on day number 3. 3 games. This is the last one of the day.
Take a picture. It's so pretty. You're watching at home on one of your mobile devices. Little screenshot. It'll be the middle of the order as Tyler, Brown, and Sutton Williams will come to the plate. Tyler, the only one who's been on base so far today.
So the right-hander digs in, rounds it over to third. Foul. So McLanahan staying in the game. He's at 60 pitches now.
He's gone 7 innings into a ball game 3 times this year. We were told he would likely be on a pretty strict pitch count here. He hasn't made an appearance in 3 weeks.
Up and out for a ball. 342 hitter, 6 homers, 38 driven in. Tyler leads ECU with 17 doubles. Ground ball foul again at third.
If McLanahan finds himself in trouble, number 42, Ryan Valdez, warming in the bullpen. Valdez, a senior, also plays in the field a little bit in the outfield. Also have number 11 warming up for East Carolina. Looks like he just got up.
Chris Holba getting loose again for ECU. 2-2.
Pretty cool that USF lets him wear Jackie Robinson's number.
Yeah.
42.
2-2 is way upstairs.
Robinson's number retired all across Major League Baseball. He did play collegiate baseball. He was more of a gridiron star for UCLA.
3-2 delivery. Missed outside, so a leadoff walk. It'll be the 4th of the evening for McLanahan. Second time he's walked Tyler.
That'll bring up Turner Brown with a man on, and that one's just a little off the outside edge.
Brown 269, pair of homers, 29 driven in. Eric Tyler with 6 stolen bases again. Legal's thrown out 6 of 21. Upstairs, and if McLanahan stays a little while this inning, could be his last.
You can hear the big seaplane here in the Bay Area flying high above, heading out towards the bay.
Puts the bunt down. That's going to advance the runner. Over to first, and a 1-3 sacrifice as Tyler goes to second base. East Carolina with a runner in scoring position for Dwanye Williams-Sutton.
Tyler with his third sacrifice of the year. That'll bring up Dwanye Williams-Sutton, who was drafted by the Cincinnati Reds in the 21st round in 2015. Opted to come to college instead. He was the 775th pick overall.
276, 7 home runs, 15 driven in. And Tyler Walk was sacrificed to second base. Big swing and a miss.
Boy, McLanahan's on there. Paints the outside corner. Still continues to show great velocity here in the fourth inning. Typically, if you're not on a pitch count, this is really when you're feeling your best.
Up and out.
That one listed at 96 on the house radar gun.
Well, the velocity not the issue, just needs to zero it in. Again, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, but all the pitch counts have been up. Hitters count for Dwanye Williams-Sutton at 3-1. Blew it past him. Gets 95 that time on the gun.
Williams-Sutton in danger of striking out for the 30th time this year. Might want to sit in the back of the box.
And he misses. Pair of walks in the inning. First and second, one away. Wes Phillips.
Great confidence there at the plate by Williams-Sutton. Earlier, he had a nice fly ball that went out into the outfield. He was right on the fastball by McLanahan. I think he knew he'd be able to catch up with the cheese unless it was out of the zone, and it was.
Shane McLanahan looking a little frustrated out on the mound as he talks to Andres Leal. Well, I would say that is the look of frustration. Rears back, gets a letter high fastball, swing and a miss.
You can hear the calls by the Bulls fans as that pops the mitt.
They'll talk it over with Wes Phillips. Lefkow now makes his way back to the box. Popped it up right field. Tailing foul, and this one just going to get the stands. Great effort as Montgomery slams into the wall.
He'll get a hand from the faithful here. That'll reset for Wes Phillips, who will walk back into the box.
Unfazed by slamming into a cement wall with a small pad into it. Great effort.
Sold out, trying to get the out.
Oh, and 2, he's going to have to protect the plate. Nearly let that one go to the backstop. Has a runner in scoring position. Chance to tie the ball game up. Fouls it off.
After that last pitch, McLanahan grabbed at one of his legs. I don't know if it's tightening up on him or not, but he is looking towards the USF dugout.
It's 77 pitches. If they were going to watch him tonight, could be near the end. Swing and a miss. Ran it down and in. That'll be the 5th strikeout now for McLanahan.
From 93 to 81. Great breaking ball by McLanahan there. As Jeff said, 5th strikeout of the game. And his first in 2 innings.
Drew Hendrickson, the junior, 255. No homers. He's driven in 5. Slider down and out. Starts him off 1-0. Well, the sun has set here under the lights here on a Thursday evening in Clearwater. One-0 strike call on the outer half. So Tyner would walk. Brown sacked him the second. William Sutton draws the 1-out walk before Phillips strikes out. ECU already in their bullpen. We'll see how much longer McLanahan's going to last. They probably at least want to get him out of this inning.
Bulls fans having a little fun over off the first base side, just past USF's dugout.
Well, excuse me, swing, and he fouls that off into the upper deck.
Hendrickson hitting .255 coming into the game. He's behind in the count 1-2. If you're McLanahan, do you just rear back here? Maybe waste a pitch.
If I could touch 98 miles an hour, I'd rear back every time. Lays it down and out. Fans wanted the call. They didn't have the vantage point we did. Literally down and away, he wouldn't go for it.
I don't know how you lay off that pitch if you're Hendrickson from his vantage point. That one's over the plate, and then it tails away. Must have gotten a pretty good scouting report on McLanahan. He'll have to hang tough here.
McLanahan wants to talk to Leal with a 2-2 count.
Kind of get the feeling that if he gets out of the inning, if he heads back to the dugout, that might be the last time we see him. Pretty gritty effort tonight. He's given a whole lot of himself out there. Handful of strikeouts.
If he doesn't get this out, it may be the last we see of him.
You have a chance to rear back here with the fastball, or try and be fine and break it with the curve.
He lost him. He's walked the bases loaded. Back to the top of the order to Brady Lloyd, the DH, who struck out twice.
6th walk of the ball game, and the 9-hole hitter trots down to first. Now Lloyd will come up. He's been punched out twice tonight.
3 of the 6 in this inning alone.
Cliff Godwin on the third base side directing his players. There's a Pirate at every base.
Base hit with tied up, potentially give ECU the lead. Bulls led it 1-0 in the first. The Pirates were tied up in the bottom of the inning, and the Bulls got the home run by Chatfield at the top half of the 4th. Strike calling inside.
Leal brings that one back in.
So getting on up there at 85.
ECU still looking for their first hit of the inning.
Fouled off, had a play. Now he's a strike away from getting out of the inning. USF crowd now starting to try to rally McLanahan. Oh, 2 is high.
McLanahan across 2 games versus ECU this year has struck out 18. Laboring here a little bit in the 4th.
1-2 pitch. High again. Boy, he is, that left leg, that calf, or the knee, or whatever he's got going on, I can't imagine. We'll see if they let him stay in. But again, you noticed it first, a little limp, little grab, and that time really came down gingerly on it.
A batter ago, and he was grabbing it at the back of his left leg. Let's watch him finish the pitch right here. Comes down. I think the muscle's just a little tight on him right now.
Maybe a little cramp of that calf.
And of course, as a southpaw, you've got to push off that leg on every pitch. We'll see what he has to say with USF's trainer.
There you go. Now they're going to stretch it out. So you would assume it's a cramp. Little movement, but no one throwing. Again, earlier we did see Ryan Valdez that he is walking, and maybe he'll start to throw here, trying to get that calf stretched out.
That is the Bulls athletic trainer, Josh Herron, who's now in his 9th season with USF, originally hired by Lelo Prado and his staff. He has seen the transition. They're going to give him a couple of chances to stretch it out.
So Valdez again has been up and down, so he would be ready on short notice.
If you're just joining us, McLanahan, a season ago, redshirted for USF, coming off Tommy John surgery. Hasn't pitched in a couple of weeks. Every appearance for him this year has been a start. On this beautiful night in Clearwater, he's trying to gut out the 4th inning. He's given up 3 walks, a sacrifice bunt, and has 1 strikeout.
And 3 walks in this inning. Brady Lloyd is over 2. He struck out in the first and again in the second. 2-2 count. There's a wild pitch and a run scores. We are tied. Both Pirate runs have come on wild pitches. William Sutton goes to third, Hendrickson to second base. And a full count for Brady Lloyd.
USF keeps McLanahan in. And this pitch, nowhere near the mitt. His first pitch made the backstop. A couple of wild pitches in the game for McLanahan. It's a tough way to finish for him.
I believe that's going to be it. Yeah, someone's making his way to the door. I believe that's Valdez.
You would expect a rousing hand from Bulls fans here despite giving up the tying run.
And you can see grimace on his face, still walking a little gingerly on that left calf as it finally tightened up. The pitch before the wild pitch. Head to the bullpen in the bottom of the fourth. We're tied at 2 on the American Digital Network.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
The University of South Florida is a regional powerhouse with global significance, leading advances that are changing the world. Now a leader among the nation's universities in research, healthcare, and just being cool. The place where young men and women train to become the best.
This is where the Bulls run.
When learning creates leaders, ideas are ignited, focus gets sharper, and service connects generations. We commit our expertise to heal, to discover, and to drive our region forward to a brighter tomorrow. East Carolina University. Tomorrow starts here.
Onto the lights, and they're going to the bullpen. It's going to be a 3-2 count, and it was more than McLanahan's calf. It started to cramp up through that wild pitch. In the very next pitch, they decided that's the time to get him out for Ryan Valdez.
Valdez, 5'10", 181 pounds, but that size can produce low 90s heat. He's a redshirt senior from Tampa. Fly ball into right field.
That will end it. So one pitch gets the out. But a run scores, 1 run on no hits, no errors, a pair left on base. We are tied at 2 after 4 on the American Digital Network.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
The University of South Florida is a regional powerhouse with global significance, leading advances that are changing the world. Now a leader among the nation's universities in research, healthcare, and just being cool. The place where young men and women train to become the best.
This is where the Bulls run.
Join the evening, and it is a nice evening out here as darkness has fallen over Spectrum Field. Under the lights as we make our way to the 5th inning in a 2-2 ball game here on the 3rd day of the conference tournament, our second winners bracket game. As Houston knocked off UConn earlier, and East Carolina headed to the bullpen. So the night is done for Trey Benton. And Trey Benton tonight lasted 4 innings, scattered 3 hits, gave up a pair of runs. Benton this evening would walk 1, and he would strike out 5. And they'll turn it over to Chris Hulba.
Holba comes into the ball game. 6'2", 193-pound sophomore out of St. Louis, Missouri. You see the Bulls fans looking on. See how effective Holba can be. Numbers on the year. This is his 13th appearance. 6 have been starts. 4-2 with a 2.63 ERA. In 41 innings pitched, Holba has given up 40 hits, 18 runs, only 12 were earned, 7 walks, and struck out 46. Opponents, Jeff, are hitting .263 against him.
And where's that protective face piece on there with the cage, the face mask, similar to a football helmet over the ball cap. Of course, we've seen in Big League Baseball now, they have the pitcher's cap. Always, you can kind of tell it's a little bit bigger than the cap. It's got that protective plastic up under it. So he'll wear that face guard. Here we go to start the 5th inning. It's 2, 3, and 4. Stunkel, Borders, and Villar. Stunkel over 2. He did reach on an error back in the first. Wind up first pitch, and he pounds the strike zone on the outer half, 0-1. Eager to see how the bullpen guys do for both teams. Got high pitch counts out of both starters. See if they're able to pound the strike zone and be a little bit more efficient. 0-1. Strike 2 taken on the inner half. So he started outside, now goes in.
9 games this year in non-conference action. Holba has gotten in and made a difference. He's only appeared in 3 games, though, in league play. Last one came at UConn, where he threw 2 innings in an abbreviated start. He also faced Houston and threw just 1 inning in the start. Longest appearance of the year came on May 31st against UConn. 7 1/3 innings pitched. Ended up taking the loss in that game.
1-2, fouled it straight down.
Facing Duke Stunkel. Stunkel had a team-high .538 batting average during the series win over Houston. Was named to the American Athletic Conference Weekly Honor Roll.
Stunkel fouls it off to the left side. Remain 1-2. 343, a homer, 20 driven in for Duke Stunkel.
As the season came to a close, he had a 19-game on-base streak.
Almost 1-2 again. 1 hopper to second. Jorgen over to first, and there's 1 out. Jorgen has been busy tonight.
Stunkel barrels that up, but it's hit hard on the ground right at Charlie Jorgen. Easy play, 4-3.
That's a 6th ball already to Jorgen in the ball game. And here is Luke Borders. Grounded out to Jorgen in the first, and he drove in that run by Kevin Merrill. He would walk in the 3rd inning. First pitch will miss.
You see the USF American flag in the back of that shot there. Nicely done. Bulls fans trying to make this park their home for the next couple of days.
1-0, that's going to be down and out. Two count again. He got ahead of Stunkel 0-2. Now he's behind Borders 2-0. Called strike.
Borders doing about just everything a designated hitter's asked to do. He's having his best year in his senior campaign. 2nd on the team in batting average. Team leader in runs scored.
2-1 offering. Fly ball to center field. Long way to go on the line drive. And it's going to be Phillips going to his right for the 2nd out of the inning.
Went down and got it and hit it hard. They got a pretty speedy center fielder in Wes Phillips, and he tracks that one down with ease. That'll bring up David Villar to the plate with 2 outs and no one on.
Villar struck out twice in the ball game, once in the first, once in the third, both times swinging. Villar wears that extra extension on the batting helmet. Who's that for the A's that brought that? Was it Steinbeck, catcher for the A's?
Wow, there's a name.
Yeah. Was it David?
Terry?
Or Case? Yeah, Terry Steinbeck. 1-1.
Some others have adopted it.
Ground ball left side, that gets through for a 2-out single. So Villar on for the first time tonight. We'll give Joe Genord a chance for a 2-out RBI, but he's going to have to put it in the alley.
USF with the home run back in the fourth. Now a single here in the fifth. They've kind of spread out the hits. Haven't been able to put much back to back. But Joe Genord will come to the plate. A player that is squarely on scouts' radars. Genord named the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League Player of the Year in 2016. Hit 300, 7 home runs, and a league record 45 runs driven in.
Only 2 times did the Bulls put back-to-back runners on. Merrill hit by a pitch. Stunkel reached on the air. Then with 2 outs in the second, back-to-back singles by Montgomery and Merrill. The 1-0 chopper foul at third. That'll even things up at 1-1. Infield's going to lay back, looking for this third out. They'll put Tyler back at third, maybe a step toward the line. Ball up and out, 2-1.
Genord started every game but 2 this year, batting average right around 265. Showing a pretty good eye at the plate.
Inside, talking about Terry Steinbeck. You myself just shared. We're talking about those A's teams from 89, 88, 89, 90. In fact, they only got the 1 World Series. Got 3 pennants, but amazingly, the Dodgers, of course, and then the Reds got the sweep in 1990.
Bash brothers, Walt Weiss, Dave Stewart, Eck.
Chopped straight down. Carney Lansford over at third base. Of course, they had Don Baylor, the DH.
Tony La Russa,
Ricky Henderson.
Tony La Russa could do no wrong back then. And, I mean, he really got it going with the Cardinals later on once the mid-90s turned into the 2000s.
Made his name by taking the White Sox to the playoffs.
You know where he went to college? Tony La Russa is a USF Bull.
Oh, wow. Full count at 3-2. Inside, and he walks. So that's the third time this game they've had back-to-back batters reach Andres Leal. The catcher is over to a strikeout and a ground out.
Just the second walk of the game given up by the ECU staff, and we might have a pinch hitter. Or it could be, no, it's Leal taking off the catcher's equipment. He'll walk up to the plate with a runner in scoring position.
Remember going to St. Louis early in La Russa's tenure, when everyone was just so upset he didn't instantly take them to the World Series. They were trying to get a petition going outside Old Busch Stadium, I remember. I just thought they were crazy. And what, he ended up winning three titles with the Cardinals?
All you had to do was draft on. All you had to do was draft Pujols.
Upstairs for a ball, 1-0.
Andres Leal, pretty good hitter. 3 hits in a ball game 4 separate times this year, and now the pitching coach will come out, Russell, to talk with Chris Hoba.
Well, he came in and did a nice job. Got the quick ground out, then the line out to center, but gave up a 2-out single to Villar, and then the walk has put a runner in scoring position.
East Carolina's made 28 trips to the NCAA tournament, including 13 times in the last 17 years. They, I believe, Jeff, would have to take this tournament to punch their ticket to the NCAAs. What are your thoughts?
Oh, absolutely. As an 8 seed, yeah, you've got to win this conference tournament if you're going to go to the NCAA. Don't forget a national title in '61 when they were still an NAIA school. Been to the Super Regionals several times. Talking about Clark LeClaire Stadium, have hosted regionals a couple of times. Probably two of the most famous fans in the league, the left field megaphone guys that sit out in left field. They're great. They know the game. They will talk about the moves you make, not just the general heckling, but they'll dissect any move you make. I remember we played there a few weeks ago, Memphis did, and if you threw a breaking ball that skipped before the plate at any time, you just hear 60 feet, 6 inches at the plate. They're outstanding. 1-1 as he comes off the rubber. Pitch to Leal. Strike on the inside.
Olba pumps it up to 93 miles an hour on that last pitch. Right-hander rears back. Had some nice late sink to it as well. He's one pitch from getting out of the inning.
And Olba trying to prevent a 2-out rally here. Outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2-1. Top half of the 5th. We're tied at 2. Fly ball to right field. Right to Hendrickson, who takes a step or 2 back to end the inning. No runs ahead, no errors, 2 left on base. Halfway through the game, we are tied at 2 on the American Digital Network.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
When learning creates leaders, ideas are ignited, focus gets sharper, and service connects generations. We commit our expertise to heal, to discover, and to drive our region forward to a brighter tomorrow. East Carolina University. Tomorrow starts here.
Well, it's going to be a long night at Frenchie's the way this game's going. 2 hours, and we're just going to the bottom of the 5th inning in a 2-2 ball game. Pirates have scored both their game runs at a wild pitch. You get them however you can take them. It was Chris Chatfield with a home run with 1 out in the 4th that gave USF the brief lead before the Pirates would tie it up. Both starting pitchers now out of the game. Just numbers weren't bad, but their pitch counts got elevated so quickly.
ECU has gone 17 batters since they had their last and only hit, a single by Charlie Yorgan back in the 1st.
Charlie Yorgan is 1 for 2. Singled and scored in the 1st, lined out to Merrill at short in the 3rd.
Yorgan, a unanimous All-AAC first-teamer this year as a senior. had started 190 games in a row when earlier this year on March 25th he was a late scratch. 5 home runs this season. The next one would be the 10th of his career.
First pitch on the inside will miss. Morgan comes in, 338, 4 homers and 34 driven in. High fly ball right field. Back to the track, and this one is going to be off the top of the wall. He's on his way to third. Is it far enough away to send him? No. Leadoff triple for Charlie Jorgen, his second hit of the game. And for Jorgen, his second triple of the season.
Slugging over .460 in his senior campaign, blasts this ball all the way to the right field wall. That just left out over the plate by Valdez, and Jorgen cleans it up. Valiant effort there, looking for it by Montgomery. That'll give Jorgen, who runs very well, plenty of room to head into third, standing up. There's a little emotion by the Pirates.
Heart of the order, Watkins, Brickhouse, and Tyler with the infield drawn in. They need a fly ball or to squirt one through the infield. But they are drawn in all the way around.
Valdez up on the hill, 9-1 on the year with a 3.9 ERA. With 9 wins, he's one of the winningest pitchers in all of NCAA baseball.
Called strike on the inside, now 1-1. Drives one to left field. Going to be caught. Here comes the throw. No. They had no chance at him, so it'll be a sacrifice to left field for Watkins. That'll bring in Jorgen. And the Pirates will have their first lead of the game at 3-2.
Sac fly RBI into left field. Elevated, got it deep enough. That won't even prompt a throw, and Jorgen will trot home to give his team their first lead.
44th RBI of the year for Travis Watkins. That'll bring up Spencer Brickhouse, who's 0 for 1. Off speed swing and a miss, 0-1. So now the Pirates will play from ahead for the first time. Key, they answered back each time. The Bulls scored the run in the first. Pirates came back with the run in the bottom. Run in the fourth for the Bulls and the Pirates. Able to score. Now they'll have their first lead. Off speed at 80 miles an hour, and it's 1-2 now on Brickhouse.
A little breezy at the ballpark. 76 degrees here in Clearwater, and the arm that's up in the pen for USF has a pullover on.
Swing and a miss, struck him out, 2 outs. First strikeout for Valdez.
That one slides away from the left-hander. 6th strikeout of the ball game for the USF pitching staff. Now Eric Tyler will come to the dish. He's walked twice and scored a run.
Forced out in the first after the walk. Scored on the wild pitch in the fourth. That tied the game up at that point at 2. Got him low for a called strike, 0-1. Strike 2, taking on the outer half.
Tyler, yet another player. All-American first team here in the middle of the lineup for the Pirates. Breaking ball. Just catches the outside corner. He went from 94 and dialed it back into the mid-80s.
Leaves it down and in. 1-2 on the waste pitch. So the leadoff triple comes in to score. Now nobody on 2 away, and the Pirates with a 1-run advantage. Fastball will just miss.
Tyler's a dangerous at-bat. They stay away from him outside part of the plate and don't get the call.
Skips down low, now a full count at 3-2.
Team leading 17 doubles on the year for Eric Tyler.
Popped and foul, out of play. In the sixth, it's going to be Montez Chatfield, and Montgomery Chatfield hit the home run in the fourth with one out. It's 7-8-9 and the USF order. High fly ball to center. That's going to send him back on the track to end the inning. One run on one hit, no errors, nobody left on base. The leadoff triple by Charlie Organ comes in a score on the sacrifice by Travis Watkins. 3-2 Pirates after 5 on the American Digital Network.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
The University of South Florida is a regional powerhouse with global significance, leading advances that are changing the world. Now a leader among the nation's universities in research, healthcare, and just being cool. The place where young men and women train to become the best.
This is where the Bulls run.
Pirates lead for the first time as we move to the sixth inning. A 3-2 ECU lead. It'll be 7-8-9. Montez, Chatfield, and Montgomery coming to the plate. And some smiles now in that ECU dugout. Trying to pick up their second big win of the tournament as they knocked off the #1 seed UCF Knights on day number 1. The Knights came back to win earlier today, knocked out the Tulane Green Wave. UCF playing at 3 o'clock tomorrow against the loser of this game right here. And again, Houston over UConn. So UConn plays Memphis tomorrow at 11 Eastern, 10 Central. Houston waiting for the 10 a.m. game on Saturday.
Chris Holba back out for ECU, second inning of relief. He gave up a hit and a walk, but held USF scoreless. He is the third pitcher tonight. In game 1, East Carolina, who was just brilliant against UCF's pitching staff through Krasinski, Tyler Smith, and Davis Kirkpatrick. The only 3 pitchers that made the ball game. So they can advance out of this game, continue on in the winner's bracket. You've got to like their chances with a healthy pitching rotation.
Coco Montez takes it down and in for a ball, 1-0. Holba has the righty-righty matchup. 1-0 slider down and away. Again, both of your starters, Trey Benton, Shane McLanahan, out early with some high pitch counts. Their numbers, again, not bad, but both got up into the 70s and the 80s early. And then McLanahan for USF developed a little bit of a calf cramp at one point and just couldn't shake it. Two-one offering. Ground ball back up the middle. That's through for a leadoff single. First hit of the night by Montez.
And just the 5th hit of the ball game for USF. They'll lead it off with a single right back up the middle. This one took out a chunk of the hill. Pop. He'll get in between shortstop and second. It'll bring up Chris Chatfield, who logged on and got gone in his last at bat.
21st home run of the tournament, his last at bat. Chatfield now with 7 homers, 28 RBI. He gets his 8th. The Bulls will regain the lead. They'll throw it to first out in time.
210-pound sophomore at the plate now.
Shows bunt, and he fouls it back into the screen. Montez got set up his last at bat. Blasted it out to right field. That point gave him a 2-1 lead before the Pirates had tied up in the bottom of the fourth. Oh, 1 down and away. 1-1 here on Chatfield. Montez with only 2 stolen bases on the season. So doubtful he's going to take off. And Watkins has thrown out 11 of 32. Just missed.
Chatfield, yet another player drafted out of high school that opted to come to USF, picked up in the 23rd round in 2015 by San Diego.
Quick throw over to first.
Might have wanted to come to college to pick up a degree, a little more seasoning instead of having to do that in the minors. Be pretty tempting to go be 18 years old and living in San Diego.
Ground ball to second, maybe 2. York flips it to second for 1. Couldn't get out of his glove. Brown made the turn and made the smart decision. If you don't have a good grip on it, didn't want to throw it away, so they eliminate Montez. Chatfield on and the fielder's choice.
That ball just accelerated so much on the second hop right at Jorgen's eyes. You see him raise the glove, quick flip to second. Chatfield too quick over to first to prompt the throw. So he'll reach on a fielder's choice in the bottom of the order, up again.
And Jorgen very, very busy tonight. Seven balls hit to Jorgen so far in this ball game. And when he's shown some good leather too, remember the first ball that hit to him, Stunkel in the first, was an error. Since then, he's made some really nice defensive plays. 0-1 here on Cameron Montgomery. Singled off the wall in left field in the second, then he would strike out on the fourth.
Olba's given up 2 hits in relief, but no runs have come across to score against him yet. Really limits the extra base hits. He's given up just 1 home run in 40 innings pitched this year.
Swing and a miss. Bottom of the inning, it's going to be Brown, Williams, Sutton, Phillips. 6, 7, 8 due up for the Pirates. Oh, 2. Off speed inside, swing and a miss for the strikeout. 2 outs there in the 6th inning.
A strikeout in relief, and he'll send him back to the first base dugout. Now the top of the order for USF.
Kevin Merrill is 1 for 2. Hit by a pitch in the first, singled in the second, grounded a second in the fourth. Pitch will come down and out. Merrill, 390, 6 homers, 33 driven in. He has 11 doubles. If he puts one in the alley, may have a chance for Chatfield to come around.
Olba keeps that one low. 91 miles an hour here at Spectrum Field. And maybe for the first time in this tournament, the flags just hanging there on the poles out in right center field. But again, that also means they won't knock down anything headed to the outfield.
Yesterday, I was afraid they were going to get ripped off the flagpoles, and now they're not moving at all. They were blowing out pretty briskly to right field for the majority of the day. Once the sun set, though, the wind died down.
Welcome to Tampa Bay. Storms and lightning capital of the world.
3-0, and that'll foul it off over at first. Long look in here for Holba. Again, not a very aggressive lead at first. There's strike two taken on the outer half.
Merrill will step back in against Holba, hitting .390 on the year. That's good for top 20 in the country. Love to take a batting title back to USF.
Chopper foul again, stays alive. Infield shifted a little bit toward the right side. Noble will try it again. Goes the runner, base hit to the right side. Chatfield on his way to third. Wide turn at first. Now they're going to make a wide turn. He may be caught back to third, not in time. Jorgen hesitated just a little bit, or we had him banged down at third base, but he's fortunate to get back to the bag.
See Chris Cates there, third base coach for USF, and we can see on the replay whether they thought about winding him around. Maybe they were just trying to prompt the throw. Merrill, the leadoff man, sends it into right. Sends him back to the bag, and there is, hey, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Dives back in, tag not in time.
I was going to say that. That's the sign that you're in trouble. Hands out to the side. Not in front, not waving, but out to the side. It's not good if you're the runner.
Second hit of the ball game for Merrill. That'll bring up Duke Stunkel Jr.
0 for 3. He did reach on the air back in the first. He's grounded out the first and the second since then.
Had the game-tying double in the 8th in USF's opener against Tulane, and then scored the winning run later in the frame. Trying to get on base here. And with 2 outs, moved the man in from third.
Merrill's got 18 stolen bases. He drew the throw, and the USF fans getting a little agitated. That one's going to be a strike of the knees.
The way it crosses the plate looks a little low from Holba. Count is 0-1.
Outside as Merrill stays planted over at first base.
Stunkel second on the team in batting average and leads this team with 15 doubles. Really prosperous 2-hole hitter for USF.
Just misses. Phillips playing a little bit to the left center field alley, so there's room in right center field if he drives it to score 1, potentially 2 runs. Steps off the rubber, looks at third and first. And now that's a new pro rule that I like over the last few years, the balk.
The 53 fake, if you don't make a throw, whether it's to third or to first, they'll move a runner on you.
2-1. Down the left field line. That's going to be fair. We're going to be tied. And it's going to be second and third for USF. Duke Stunkel drives in Chatfield to tie the game at 3. And Stunkel will drive in his 21st run of the year.
You hear the chants for Duke. An RBI double into the left field corner by Duke Stunkel has tied it all up here in the 6th inning.
16th double of the year for Stunkel.
Went the opposite field with it and then made the big turn at first base. Chatfield comes in to score. They'll hold the runner. Now both in scoring position for Luke Borders.
2-out hit here could give the Bulls a 5-3 lead, but it looks like they may be headed back to the bullpen as Cliff Godwin's making his way out.
If they make the call, it might be 28 Sam Lanier, sophomore right-hander.
And I believe they just did, because he's making the walk down the stairs. So it's a 3-3 game here in the top half of the 6th. Some 2-out trouble for East Carolina, and we're knotted at 3 on the American Digital Network.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
The University of South Florida is a regional powerhouse with global significance, leading advances that are changing the world. Now a leader among the nation's universities in research, healthcare, and just being cool. The place where young men and women train to become the best.
This is where the Bulls run.
When learning creates leaders, ideas are ignited, focus gets sharper, and service connects generations. We commit our expertise to heal, to discover, and to drive our region forward to a brighter tomorrow. East Carolina University. Tomorrow starts here.
Well, you always bring the kids to the ball games. Let's go watch a ball game, and without a doubt, even though when I was a kid, I remember you're going to end up playing if there's grass and a hill to run around on and throw ball.
Give mom and dad a chance to maybe sit back, catch up on some emails or something. Yeah, you go out there, tear it up, buddy.
3-3 ball game, and East Carolina trying to stop this 2-out bleeding as they'll go with Sam Lanier.
Lanier, a sophomore, 5'11", 202 pounds, one of 2 players from the state of Florida on ECU's staff. Lanier's numbers pretty good. This will be his 26th appearance. All have come in relief. 2 wins, 2 losses. The ERA's high at 5.4. In 36 2/3 innings, Lanier has given up 39 hits, 22 runs. They were all earned. He's walked 18, but struck out 35. Opponents are hitting a pretty healthy 285 against him. You see the purple and gold Pirate baseball fans. They've just seen the game equalized by USF, and the Bulls have runners in scoring position.
There's a runner at first, so 2 outs. Thought they were going to get out of it, but then Merrill singles, and Stunkel gets the double. First pitch is a strike, 0-1 to Luke Borders. Borders tonight 0 for 2, does have an RBI and a walk. The 0-1 from Lanier. Breaking ball low, evens it up at 1-1.
Borders really turned it up during conference play as a senior. Hit .372 with 15 runs, 5 doubles, a triple, 4 homers, and 15 RBIs.
Strike two on the outer half. Fakes the throw down to third.
Lanier comes in, and that offering 77 miles an hour. Now he's one pitch from getting out of the inning. Very sharp breaking ball.
One, two, a little velocity that time at 94 miles an hour. So kind of started him off speed the first three pitches. Then, hey, here's 94. The left-hander ready, and the right-hander Lanier tried to get him on the outer half, couldn't do it.
Good eye by Borders. I don't know how you let that one go. He already has one run batted in during the game that came back in the first inning. USF has tied it up. They're trying to win 2 games in the American tournament for the first time ever.
Drives one in the left center field, and this one is going to get down. William Sutton made a dive at it, but that's going to fall in. And they'll get 2 more runs as Border, the 2-run single, opens up the game. A 3-run 6th inning makes it a 5-3 USF lead.
Lanier gives up just his 5th double of the season. The extra base hit causes trouble. It gives USF a 2-run lead. All-out effort there by Sutton Williams, but he can't come up with it. Both runs come in to score.
So Borders takes his lead at first. He's got 3 runs batted in tonight, 53 now on the season after the 2-run single to left center field. Brings in Merrill and then Stunkel. All of this with 2 outs. We talked about how opposite field hits really annoy the pitchers, but when you talk about taking momentum away, you get 2-out RBI. That'll take the wind out of the sails.
David Villar, 1 for 3 tonight, will step back in. Great size up there at the plate. If you're USF, you need to push as far past ECU as you can. You've got Ryan Valdez on the hill for you. Not sure how long he'll go in the game.
High fly ball to left field. William Sutton on the warning track and makes the catch with his back against the wall. If it had been at any other time this tournament, that ball would have been pushed out. But here, the fly out to the track. 3 runs on 3 hits. No errors, 1 left on. To the bottom of the 6th we go. The Bulls back on top, 5-3 on the American Digital Network.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
When learning creates leaders, ideas are ignited, focus gets sharper, and service connects generations. We commit our expertise to heal, to discover, and to drive our region forward to a brighter tomorrow. East Carolina University. Tomorrow starts here.
Bulls fans having a lot more fun now that they got 3 runs on the board in the top half of the inning. They regain the lead, 5-3. Now USF with a 2-run lead. Back to the bullpen to Joe Cavalero.
28 appearances on the year for Cavalero, the junior right-hander. All have come in relief. He's 5-2 with a sparkling 2.04 ERA. He has 5 saves. Only player on the team with more is Andrew Perez with 6. For Cavalero, in 53 innings pitched, he's only given up 41 hits and only 12 earned runs. Again, in 53 innings, 73 strikeouts, opponents hitting .206 against him.
He'll face Brown, Williams Sutton, and Phillips 6, 7, and 8 in the ECU order.
Cavalero, 6'4", 207 out of Venice, Florida. That is the Sarasota area, one of the 7 counties that make up Tampa Bay. You would expect that in his junior season here in this conference tournament. Got a nice little family showing up here as well.
Brown 0 for 1, a fielder's choice and a sac bunt. He put Tyler up to second base a couple of innings ago. He would then later move to third and scored a wild pitch. Leaves it off the plate to the left-hander.
Cavalero was forced into the starting rotation last year as a sophomore due to 4 arms being out that underwent Tommy John surgery. He's been strictly a reliever here now that he's an upperclassman and picked up 2 saves in the series win against Houston. He was the American Athletic Pitcher of the Week back on May 1st.
Leaves it low, 3-0. Brown likely going to take all the way. Strike. Hitter's count.
Cavalero 16 walks in 53 innings pitched. Brown will head down to first base. Draws the walk by Cavalero.
And so here comes Duanye, William Sutton to the plate. After Brown takes the leadoff walk, and now William Sutton is the potential tying run if Duanye can get a hold of one. He has 7 home runs on the year. Slider's going to be a strike on the low outside corner. .276.
Had a really good appearance against USF in the regular season series. Pair of home runs.
Swing and a miss, 0-2.
Cavalero keeps this low, and he swings in front of it.
At the waist. And it'll foul off to the right side out of play.
William Sutton had a really nice freshman season for his career, hitting .330 with 12 homers and 41 RBIs.
Oh, 2, and he pulls this one, and it's just going to be foul.
Cliff Godwin was waving his runner around all the way at third base. He had a pretty good look at that one, too. Now we'll get the bird's eye view. Wanye watches this one. Just finished left of the line. Good call.
Less than a foot foul off to the left. Righty-righty matchup. And William Sutton will take it down and out.
Cavalero with that big 6'4" frame. A lot of pitches he's thrown have worked away from the right-hander.
1-2. William Sutton lifts it to right field. But Montgomery will make the play, and there's one away. Got up under it, trying to go the opposite way with it. Took the outside pitch. Wes Phillips is 0 for 1. He walked in the second. He would strike out on the fourth. And may have a pinch hitter coming up. Maybe Dusty Baker, I believe it is. And it will be Dusty Baker pinch hitting.
Dusty Baker has appeared in 46 games with 27 starts. He's hitting .266, now in a pinch hit role.
Baker takes a slider. He's ahead. Again, Brown with a leadoff walk before William Sutton flew out to right. Now Baker with a runner at first. Brown over at first base. Again, 9 stolen bases. Leal's thrown out 6 of 21. Cavalero hoping for the double play. Check swing. They'll appeal to third, and Matt Nader says no.
Baker, as expected, will likely go into center field for Wes Phillips. In the earlier game against UCF to open the tournament, he had a good showing, 1 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI.
Swing and a miss. Ran it down and in again.
Cavalero, so much late movement on his pitches. Baker standing in the box. 5'10", 168. A Georgia native.
There goes the runner. And he fouls it off his foot. And that's going to sting because that made it about 110, 115 feet off the foot.
Right off the front of his right foot. And that'll draw the count even at 2-2. Pretty good talent for Baker, who is a freshman, to have gotten into 46 games as a rookie. To have started almost 30 in the outfield.
See if they put the runner in motion again. They dealt this time. Swing and a miss, struck him out. 2 away, and that'll bring up Henriksen. Henriksen over 1, a strikeout and a walk.
First strikeout in relief for Cavalero, and the 7th in the game overall. Third pitcher in relief. Third pitcher in the game, second in relief for USF.
Top of the 7 will be Janort, Leal, and Montez. And that'll be 5, 6, and 7. First pitch, a strike to Henriksen. If the Pirates fail to rally, it's a rematch with UCF tomorrow. If they do, then it's the I-4 rivalry, UCF and USF at 3 Eastern, 2 Central. 0-2 here on the 9-hole hitter, Drew Henriksen.
Cavalero made 14 starts last year, went 6-3 with a 4.2 ERA.
In the dirt, runner will go on the dirt ball, and he's safe.
Well, Leal was able to keep that ball in front of him. But Turner Brown flew down to second base. He did a great job just to keep that in front of him. And Brown will slide into second.
Chance to pull the Pirates to within 1 for Henriksen. Came into the game at 255. 1-2, grounds it to short. Merrill behind the bag, ends the inning.
So smooth.
No runs, no hits, no errors, or runner left on base. We have played 6 complete innings. And the Bulls lead the Pirates 5-3 on the American Digital Network.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
The University of South Florida is a regional powerhouse with global significance, leading advances that are changing the world. Now a leader among the nation's universities in research, healthcare, and just being cool. The place where young men and women train to become the best.
This is where the Bulls run.
No wind to be had tonight. Not at all. After gusting winds to left field first 2 days, they were blowing out pretty hard to right field, but nothing tonight in a 5-3 USF lead here in Clearwater, Florida at Spectrum Field. Last game of the day here in the winner's bracket. Either USF or ECU are going to have a day off. Whoever falls will play tomorrow in the second game, the afternoon game at 3 Eastern.
USF coming to the plate. Man, what a difference a year makes. Last spring, USF hit just .248 as a team. Only one player batting over .300. That was Merrill. The pitching staff had 10 players with an ERA over 4, and nobody won more than 6 games. The Bulls won just 24 games total. This year, the offense has sprang to life. They're hitting 50 points higher. They've got a handful of players hitting .300 or better. The real key, though, has been the pitching for them. They dropped a full run off their team ERA, and 9 pitchers have winning records. They'll try and get it done at the plate here, separate themselves a little bit more from East Carolina.
Kind of a reversal for both of these teams. 2 years ago, USF in the regionals, thinking, you know, that 2016 was going to be really big, but they got hit with injuries. A year ago, East Carolina to the Super Regionals, thinking another solid season, then just tons of injuries this year for ECU as they make the change on the mound.
New pitcher in the ball game is West Covington, the junior right-hander. Covington on the year, 17 appearances, all in relief. He's 2-1 with a 3.16 ERA, no saves, 25 2/3 innings pitched for Covington. He's given up 18 hits, 14 runs, 9 were earned, and struck out only 13. Opponents, though, hitting .198.
Joe Janor 0 for 1, flew out to center. He's also been hit and walked. Covington delivers a strike right down the middle, 0-1.
The 5th pitcher of the ball game for the Pirates just hit 91.
Round ball to second. Jorgen to his left, down on an low throw, and Brickhouse turns glove over. There's one away. That's the 8th ground ball to Jorgen tonight.
Had to scoot over to his left to go get it, and when he broke down, kind of lost his footing. He recovers, though, to get Janord for the first out.
Now is 0 for 3, a strikeout, a ground out, and a fly out. Right, that one skips all the way to the backstop.
Top 4 batters in the USF lineup have all gotten a hit.
Popped it up left side. Brown out at short. Makes the catch, 2 up and 2 down.
Montez singled in his last at bat. Coco will come to the plate tonight, 1 for 3. Covington up there on the hill.
Fouled off to the right side.
He's listed at 6 foot, 183 pounds, out of Lakeland, Tennessee. Went to Gulf Coast Community College.
Oh, 1 count, nobody on, 2 down. Got him up and in. Ran it in on a handle that time at 84 miles an hour. Down and away.
Covington faced USF twice in the regular season, both relief appearances, threw a third of an inning and gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, and both were earned. Came back 2 days later through 2 innings of scoreless relief.
Called strike 3 at 71 miles an hour. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. 7th inning stretch in Clearwater. 5-3 Bulls on the American Digital Network.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
When learning creates leaders, ideas are ignited, focus gets sharper, and service connects generations. We commit our expertise to heal, to discover, and to drive our region forward to a brighter tomorrow. East Carolina University. Tomorrow starts here.
High chair's a great place to hang out even at night here in Clearwater.
Those chairs don't cost extra, Jeff, but if you get up to go grab a drink, don't expect them to be open the next time you come back.
They're even conveniently fitted with cup holders, which is great. And I believe they may have just found out by the look on their face, the American Digital. They may have gotten a text.
You're internet famous. Top of the order will face Joe Cavalero. 2nd inning of relief for USF.
Going to be Lloyd, Jorgen, and Watkins. Lloyd is over 3, a pair of strikeouts. Strike call on the inside. Quickly 0-1. Trying to run it inside, and he did. Good enough. Stays on the edge of the plate for a called strike. Right there. Cavalero got him to foul it off.
Whew. Little ping pong action out towards the conference suites here. You might remember last year, USF and ECU met in their opening round game. USF doubled up the Pirates 4-2, and then Memphis sent them home 5-4 in the elimination round game.
Fouled it off out of play.
In 2015, East Carolina just drubbed Houston in the championship game 9-1. That was a great season for Coach Godwin.
0-2 after a couple of foul balls. Popped him up right side. Montez, the second baseman, records the first out of the inning. 4 in a row retired now by Cavalero after giving up the walk when he came in an inning ago. Charlie Jorgen is 2 for 3, singled in the first, line to short in the third. He tripled to lead off the fifth and will later score on Watkins' sac fly. Right call on the inside. Cavalero kind of danced around an inning ago after the walk, but he is commanding the strike zone now. That one is pulled, and a great play at first. Diving to his left is Genord, and out races Jorgen to the bag.
That's got him fired up here in green and gold. If you're going to hang on to a ball game, sometimes that's the way you've got to do it. An athletic play by the Bulls first baseman. Genord had that ball quickly get up on him on a hop, and it's a foot race to the bag just in time before Jorgen.
So 2 up, 2 down for Travis Watkins, who is 0 for 2 with an RBI on the sac fly in the 5th to score Jorgen. Always good to see the first baseman to love a ball.
Cavalero got into the game one against East Carolina in the regular season. Through 2 innings of scoreless relief, gave up 3 hits and struck out 2, and he picked up the save, his 4th of the year, as USF won 8-6.
That went down and out as well. Nobody on, 2 down.
Cavalero got the save in game 1. He picked up the win in game 2. Came in late in a game that went 10 innings. The USF won 5-4. Joe threw an inning and a third of hitless relief. Struck out 2 more.
Ground ball to short. Merrill to first in a 1-2-3 inning. That's 6 straight retired by Cavalero. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base thanks to a great play by Joe Genord at first base. We played 7, still 5-3 Bulls on the American Digital Network.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
The University of South Florida is a regional powerhouse with global significance, leading advances that are changing the world. Now a leader among the nation's universities in research, healthcare, and just being cool. The place where young men and women train to become the best.
This is where the Bulls run.
5-3 USF leading East Carolina here as we move to the 8th inning in Clearwater. I'm Jeff Plywood alongside Garrett Walbert. And Garrett got into a high pitch count situation early on. Both starters really struggled. They gutted through it. Their line's not bad, but about 4 or 5 innings each. But it's been a game where the hitters have been able to kind of dictate that strike zone.
And USF's been a little bit better at the plate. 5 runs on 8 hits for ECU. Just 2 hits in the ballgame. Kind of hard to believe. Some walks and wild pitches by USF. McLanahan, the starter, led to them getting on the board. ECU 3 runs on 2 hits. Both teams with an error in tonight's affair.
And the Bulls bullpen has been able to come in and settle things down. East Carolina scored their first 2 runs off of wild pitches. Then they got the big hit to go up 3-2 briefly, but then USF just stormed back.
They've got a couple of arms up right now. West Covington will be back in for East Carolina for his 2nd inning of relief. He'll face 8, 9, and 1. If he can settle down USF's offense, that'll give his team a chance to get back behind the plate and try and rally late here against the Bulls in this winner's bracket matchup.
Garrett Zeck's going to hit for USF. So we will see him for the first time today. Zach this year, 263, a home run and 14 runs batted in. A year ago as a freshman, Zach played and started in all 57 games of the outfield, was first in the American in sack bunts, fifth in stolen bases. Over to short. Quickly to first man. He gets down the line quickly, but grounds out.
He's got that elite speed, picked in the 15th round by the LA Dodgers 2 years ago. Can't get on base here, though. Hit it sharply. About a half step behind.
Cameron Montgomery now to the plate. 1-4-3. Singled in the second, struck out in the fourth, again in the sixth. That USF bullpen, once they get back up there, will be looking for 6 more outs in this ball game. In a Pirate team that scored 14 runs on the Knights on opening night of the tournament, held to just 3 runs on 2 hits here. One to Montgomery. Takes a ball inside. Montgomery, 209, a pair of homers and 11 runs batted in. Fouls it off, out of play.
USF has put themselves in position, up 5-3, to win 2 games at the American tournament for the first time in school history. In 14, USF was run ruled by Rutgers, beat number 5 Louisville, and then lost to Memphis 1-2. Memphis has ended USF's season the last 3 seasons in a row.
Down and away, and the count is full.
The last 2 years running, the Bulls have won their opener, once against Memphis, once against East Carolina, but they have never been able to advance to Saturday.
(3-2), and he walks with 1 out. Now back to the top of the order, and Kevin Merrill hit on 3 times. He's 2 for 3. He's been hit by a pitch as well.
Third walk of the game given up. Of course, that's the first one by West Covington, and the first walk since the 5th inning. And now the lineup card flips over. USF's production team and Sports Information put out some very nice work on Merrill. The junior certainly drawn the attention of quite a lot of scouts and pro teams. One day we'll have a USF degree.
Bunts third base, rolls foul. Trying to sneak one in, get the infield moving around as Tyler came charging in from third.
Two years in a row that Kevin Merrill has made the American Conference first team. He was also a member of the Gainesville Regional All-Tournament team in 2015 as a freshman.
Nice pitch, but just couldn't hit that corner. Covington looking for a double play here to end this inning. And may have it. Jorgen, nope, they'll just get the force out. Got the relay, but not in time. So they'll get the 4-6 for the second out. Merrill reaches on the fielder's choice.
Left-hander pokes this one to the second baseman. Gets it out of his glove, but Merrill, too much speed down the line to be caught there in a twin killing.
And Jorgen remaining busy. He's fielded about 40% or so of the outs tonight.
Dunkel has reached twice tonight.
Had the big double in the 6th inning. Went opposite field with it.
Kevin Merrill, your best bet for USF to steal a base? Team leading 18 on the year.
And Watkins pretty solid behind the plate. About 35% runners thrown out.
2 outs here in the inning, though, and Stunkel right at the top of your order. Pretty powerful bat.
They'll play him deep all the way around the outfield, trying to guard against the double. On the outer half. Counting at about 1-1.
East Carolina really came on near the end of the season, had series victories against Cincinnati, Tulane. At the end of the year, they lost their first 2 at Connecticut and won the regular season finale 3-0. Throws are getting a little bit closer over there to Merrill as he dives in. They just won their 30th game of the year, beating UCF. That's close. Nice placement by Covington.
High throw that time. Tipped it into the mitt for a strike. Covington a strike away from getting out of the inning. Now it has ripped fouls. He tried to come off speed.
You might remember last year's regionals. East Carolina was sent to Charlottesville and one of the national seeds in Virginia, a team that had won the national championship the year prior. They beat Virginia, and then in the championship game they met up with William and Mary. Came away and took the regional championship from Charlottesville. They were sent out west to Lubbock, Texas. Red Raiders made the College World Series, but ECU tantalizingly close to Omaha.
1-2 pitch out that time. Looking just to check Merrill over at first base.
ECU had been to the Super Regional several times prior under Keith LeClaire. They were a #1 seed 3 years in a row under Coach LeClaire, 99, 2000, and 2001. Kind of took them places in the NCAA tournament they hadn't been since moving up to Division I. Throw back over on Merrill, and he'll certainly have a dirty jersey. I know Coach LeClaire's former players like Cliff Godwin, Chad Tracy, and Bryant Ward, who are now coaches themselves, will tell you Coach LeClaire a very outstanding individual and the reason they're doing what they do today.
Two miss on the outer half.
Might be asking where that is. I don't have much of an answer for you. Take a look on the outside part of the plate. Didn't cross right where it needed to. That'll run it full.
Can they have that 61 NAIA national championship? 3-2 went after one high. He knows it as he slams the bat to the ground. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a runner left on base. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Still a 5-3 USF lead on the American Digital Network.
We are American. the conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
When learning creates leaders, ideas are ignited, focus gets sharper, and service connects generations. We commit our expertise to heal, to discover, and to drive our region forward to a brighter tomorrow. East Carolina University. Tomorrow starts here.
They're going to be getting toward last call out at Frenchie's before it's all said and done. This game about 3 hours and 12 minutes old as we go to the bottom of the 8th. A nice place to hang out.
Beautiful evening for baseball. It's been a great week so far, save for Wednesday. Bulls fans have had a lot to cheer about tonight. They're going to have to pull for their defense now. ECU down to their final 6 outs, trailing by 2.
League officials called that perfectly yesterday. Late in the Memphis-Cincinnati game, they went ahead and called UCF and Tulane, and it was only about 10 minutes after that 10-inning game between Memphis and Cincinnati that it began raining. So they had it timed out just right.
And even with them being bumped today, none of the teams have yet to play a doubleheader. Just a nice spaced out tournament the way that they've had it fall this year.
And we talked about not getting bunched up. That's really the biggest benefit and the biggest plus of the coaches agreeing to, hey, let's bump the tournament up just 2 spots on Tuesday, not having to play 2 games in a day. Here's a ground ball to second base. And quickly one away as Brickhouse grounds out to Montez.
He's been retired 3 times in a row. He did draw that leadoff walk. But now 5 outs remaining. Cavalero on the hill.
And really the worst is if you end up playing like a 9 a.m. game and you have to come back and play the late game that day. Now you get a big break, but boy, that just wears on you. Eric Tyler is 0 for 1, a pair of walks. He'll take a ball down and out. Outside, 2-0. In the 9th, it's going to be the heart of the order. Borders, Villar, and Jador due up for USF.
Tyler did a great job in the regular season against USF. Tore up Bulls pitching. 2 hits every single game. He went 6 for 14 with 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored. A very compelling series.
Into right field. So Tyler is aboard for the 3rd time tonight.
That's the first hit for ECU since the triple back in the 5th inning by Jorgen. Just the 3rd hit of the game for the Pirates.
Turner Brown, fielder's choice and a walk and a sacrifice, so he's 0 for 1. 10 doubles, he's got a pair of home runs. Ground ball foul at first. Oh, and 1 and a 5-3 USF lead. Check swing. He went around. Brown down to the count 0-2.
The fewest hits on the season by ECU came in the opener against Charlotte. They only had 3 hits and were shut out. USF pitching staff's been pretty good tonight, with the exception of a couple of wild pitches by their starter.
0-2. Trying to set him up with the outer half. Couldn't get him to chase after it. Swing and a miss. Set him up with the outside pitch, then try to come in. 2 down here in the 8th.
2 strikeouts in relief. 8 strikeouts in the ballgame now for USF, and Cavalero back to dealing.
Guanye Williams Sutton 0 for 2. He did walk back in the 4th. He's been in the air twice, once to center, once to right.
Represents the tying run at the plate. Desperately needs to get on here. Just interrupt the rhythm of Cavalero.
Careful with him. He's got 7 home runs. And he's got a base hit.
He's done it.
Tying run aboard for Dusty Baker, who came in to pinch hit back in the 6th and struck out.
He'll go talk with Cliff Godwin. We see William Sutton with that nice piece of hitting right back up the middle past the glove of Cavalero. Baker trots back into the dugout, and it will be a different hitter coming to the plate.
Bryce Harmon looks like he's coming out. He's got 3 home runs on the year. A little bit of a size difference between Harmon and Baker. They stood side to side briefly. So Harmon trying to provide some pop for Cliff Godwin.
Godwin was quick to go down there, call time before he walked into the box. Now Harmon will be able to bring his left-handed bat to the dish.
We've seen some clutch home runs in this tournament. Could Bryce Harmon provide yet another one? Or will USF get out of this 2-out jam?
Huge size, 6'6", 240 out of Chesterfield, Virginia. And he is a senior.
If they retire Harmon, it's Henriksen, Lloyd, Jorgen. 9-1-2 due up in the ninth. The big left-hander waits, and it's down and in, 1-0. Tying run at first. Harmon represents the go-ahead run. Down to the count now, 2 balls, no strikes.
Harmon started 30 games on the year. He's been in 35. Played in 53 games as a freshman in 2014.
Up and out, 3-0. Likely taking all the way.
Harmon, a 27th round draft pick of the 2013 Major League Draft by the Washington Nationals.
.30 is a strike.
This will take you back. Conference USA all-freshman team in 2014. Primarily a first baseman for them the last 4 years.
Hitters count at 3-1. Strike call now, 3-2, full count. He started out 3-0. Cavalero trying to shut the door and get him to the 9th inning here. Fly ball to left center field. In the alley, they'll haul it in. That will end the inning. No runs, pair of hits, no errors, 2 left on base. On to the 9th we go. The Bulls still lead it 5-3 on the American Digital Network.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
The University of South Florida is a regional powerhouse with global significance, leading advances that are changing the world. Now a leader among the nation's universities in research, healthcare, and just being cool. The place where young men and women train to become the best.
This is where the Bulls run.
On to the 9th inning we go here at the 2017 American Baseball Championships in Clearwater at Spectrum Field. On a really nice Thursday night. Just 2 games on tap for tomorrow. Both games here on the American Digital Network. It'll be UConn and Memphis at 11 Eastern, 10 Central. UCF and either East Carolina and USF at 3. And a new pitcher here for the Pirates.
That will be Matt Bridges. Bridges, the right-hander, comes in 0-3 on the year. Team leading 31 appearances, all in relief with a 4.98 ERA. He does have 2 saves. 43 1/3 innings pitched for Matt Bridges. 43 hits given up, 24 runs, all were earned. He's walked 21, struck out 45, got some good power numbers. He's giving up a .254 opponent batting average. Have to throw it hard and often against Luke Borders, David Villar, and Joe Genord, the middle of the USF order.
I believe this is the 6th pitcher of the night used by Cliff Godwin. Borders 1 for 3 with a pair of, or actually 3 runs batted in and a walk.
Bridges 5'11", 180 pounds, a North Carolina native in his sophomore season. Just one of those people that's not going to give up hope or the belief that this game's not over. USF up by 2, but East Carolina with that offense. And Cavalero, if they leave him in the game, will be looking at 4+ innings of relief. Anything can happen.
They've made a few switches in the outfield after the pinch hitter, as they have shifted that Pirate outfield. That pitch will miss down and away.
Dusty Baker came in 2 innings ago and pinch hit for Wes Phillips.
Here's the pitch upstairs. Looks like Henriksen has moved over to center. William Sutton looks like he's still in left, but I'll double check. No, Duanye William Sutton has now moved over to right field.
Started the game in left, now in right.
And TJ Riles has entered the game. He is at left field. So Riles being put in that 8 spot if it gets back to him. So Borders takes the leadoff walk. That'll bring up David Villar, who's 1 for 4. He singled in the 5th, a pair of strikeouts and a flyout.
Borders has been on base 3 times tonight, twice via the walk. Also had a 2 RBI single in the 6th.
Shows bunt. It's going to be a strike. Sorted way in, came out over the plate, back to bound. Down to the count 0-1. Luke Borders at 4 steals this year. Strike 2 that time on the outside part of the plate. Likely going to take the bunt off completely. Didn't show it that time, though. Swing and a miss.
Great pitching performance right there by Bridges, who just came in to start the inning. Breaking ball on the outside corner, and he missed it by half a foot.
Joe Genord 0 for 2. He's been hit. He has walked. Also made that outstanding play at first.
Bridges up to 90 miles an hour there. Genord stares into his dugout, picks up a sign.
A 1-0 will miss.
Genord 6'2", 215. He'll lay off this one on the outside part of the plate. Watkins does all he can to bring it back up.
Bridges looking for that double play. That one is up and out. 3-0.
Still just a sophomore, native of Lake Worth, Florida.
Strike. Thought he had the walk.
Almost caught the throwback from Watkins in his ear hole. Maybe he's making a statement by walking to first, thinking that one's a little out of the zone.
Hitters count. Strike 2. Thought he had it again.
Really trying to get his money's worth in this at-bat. Felt like that one backed him off the plate. Time called, and he'll talk with the coach. Remember, things you do in games during tournaments could come back to get you a couple days later. Sure, coach wants to make sure all of his players respectful with the officials. Bridges has come back with 2 strikes.
Back to first. Trying to see if he can catch Luke Borders. Napping a little bit with everything going on at home plate. Runner goes, strike him out. And then he threw it in the center field. And it looks like we may have another batter's interference, and we do for the second time today. Struck out Genord, batter's interference. They get the out at second for the double play. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. As we'll take a look at Genord. Yep, coming across the plate. That's the batter's interference. So we go to the bottom of the ninth on the American Digital Network.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
When learning creates leaders, ideas are ignited, focus gets sharper, and service connects generations. We commit our expertise to heal, to discover, and to drive our region forward to a brighter tomorrow. East Carolina University. Tomorrow starts here.
Well, this is it for East Carolina, their last chance here in this winner's bracket game, as the Bulls lead it by a score of 5-3. Again, both teams will still be playing in the tournament. Just one will have a day off. USF hangs on the win. They go to the winner's bracket game that will be played at 1 Eastern, 12 Central on Saturday here in Clearwater. And East Carolina will play UCF tomorrow at 3 Eastern, 2 Central. That's what's on the line to be flip-flopped if the Pirates rally. Tomorrow you've got UConn and Memphis at 11. Then the UCF game against what looks like now East Carolina if they don't rally at 3. Going to have 4 games scheduled for Saturday if the teams that come from tomorrow win those first semifinal games. 9-1-2 dope for East Carolina here in the bottom of the ninth, starting it off with Hendrickson, who's 0 for 2 with a walk.
Joe Cavalero out for his 4th inning of relief. Ryan Valdez was the pitcher in the game. They might be able to consider Cavalero for the win should USF hold on. He would have pitched 3+.
1-1 here to Hendrickson. High chopper to short. Merrill on 2 hops, gets it out of his glove, throws it away. He was going to beat that one out anyway, it looks like. I'll be interested to see what they call it because I think he would have beaten it out. But it can go either way. Regardless, he's on base. I believe they just gave him their 4th hit. So the 9-hole hitter reaches base. Now they flip it back to the top of the order, and Brady Lloyd.
USF Penn's got a little action in it. First time all game that ECU has had hits in back-to-back innings. The 8th and now the 9th.
Lloyd 0 for 4. 2 strikeouts, a fielder's choice, and a pop-up. .333, no homers, 2 driven in. Hendrickson, by the way, 0 for 2 on steals.
Only has scored 8 runs on the year.
And the pitch comes outside. Just the 3rd start of the season for Brady Lloyd. 30th game he's played in. And this is outside. So Lloyd ahead 2-0. However he can get it done. He wants to get on base. Charlie Yorgan, a pair of hits behind him. Then Watkins in the hole, 0 for 3 with a sacrifice.
Next pitch for Cavalero will be his 55th. He's at 3+ innings of relief. His longest of the year was 4 2/3. That came against Toledo back in March.
3-0 count. He'll be taking all the way. And he walks. Tying runs are on base for Charlie Yorgan. And a big triple back in the 5th to lead things off. Grounded at first of the 7th. That was a diving play by Jador, who took potentially his 3rd hit of the game away.
Coach Kingston back down into his dugout. Cliff Godwin talking with his senior Charlie Yorgan over off the 3rd base side with 2 men on and nobody out. A unanimous first-team All-American selection here in the conference.
Yorgan your best hitter of the night. You got 2 of your 5 hits, so do you let them swing away? Do you sack these guys to second and third and give Watkins and Brickhouse a chance to tie it up? Find out what Coach Gatto wants to do here. He's going to go ahead and kind of flash bunt early. Now he's going to get squared around. Pulls it back, and it's a strike. 0-1.
In the regular season against Charlotte, Charlie Jorgen with a 3-run home run in the 10th to win it. 3 game-winning RBIs on the year for Jorgen.
Turns again to bunt. Well, he holds those hands together closely. There's a foul ball. That likely takes the bunt off. Jorgen this year with a pair of sack bunts. They had 26 coming into the ball game.
Jorgen, who was not on the preseason honors list in the American, a steady player in his career, ends up being on the first team as a senior.
They're going to try it. At least they show it. Pulls the bat back. Just missed, called strike 3.
Cavalero will have to be a little bit finer than that. Bulls fans letting the home plate umpire hear it.
That group behind the plate, that guy off to the left is beside himself still. Chops it. That one is going to be fair to left field, and a run's going to score. They go to third, not in time. So Jorgen gets the job done. Henriksen scores. Lloyd to third. Jorgen in scoring position, the potential winning run.
Charlie Jorgen with the chopper down the left field line. Picks up an RBI double. His team is drawn within 1. And Cavalero is laboring out there for USF.
3 hits tonight for Jorgen, and he was a diving play by Jadort away from 4 hits. They're going to get 3 shots at this with Watkins, Brickhouse, and Tyler. We'll see if they walk Watkins to potentially set up a double play and a force out at home, depending on where the ball's hit. The double play is not going to help you, but you need to, if you put the runner on, that at least gives you the force out at home. Single, walk, double. Boy, the Pirates rally here and win at the bottom of the night. What a tournament, what momentum with the day off tomorrow before you play Saturday. So it doesn't appear early on they're going to intentionally walk him. Again, the winning run at second, the tying run at third. First pitch, down and out.
Watkins was red hot in the game 2 days ago. Went 3 for 5, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored.
Ground ball to the right side, ties it up, puts the winning run at third with 1 out. Fouled it right side, out of play, out of the ballpark.
You may have already mentioned this. Duke Stunkel now in left field. I believe they took Zek and put him in center. He came in, Zek came in to bat for Chris Chatfield. But Stunkel 34 in left field.
One and one. High fly ball to right field. That should get this thing tied up and move the winning run over to third base. Well, that's what they wanted out of Watkins right there. If you don't get the hit, tie it up. Now Jorgen 90 feet away for the potential Pirate win. Watkins, another RBI tonight.
Just 6 hits in the ball game for ECU, but 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th have tied it all up, 5 apiece. I didn't think a game could be any closer than the one we called before this one. And here it is, all knotted up. Houston ended up moving on against the Yukon Huskies. It looks like East Carolina will bring Kirk Morgan, the senior, to pinch hit.
Yeah, he needs a fly ball or he needs to shoot it through the infield.
Morgan hitting 132 on the year. He's appeared in 26 games with 7 starts, just 5 RBIs in his senior campaign. That was Charlie Jorgen standing off third. But a left-handed bat coming to the plate against Cavalero.
Five. Bottom of the ninth. Game-winning run 90 feet away for East Carolina. Swing and a miss.
Morgan, a 5'11", 190-pounder from Charlotte.
The 0-1 misses.
Morgan has 2 game-winning hits in his career the last 4 years. In 2014 against James Madison. Also had one against Tulane back in 15. Trying to be the hero here.
Shows a squeeze. It's fair. Pirates win it. What a rally in the bottom of the ninth by ECU. Didn't show punt the first pitch. Nice job. Sneaks it in over to first base. Pushes Jorgen in from third. And the Pirates, what a tournament. They're moving on to the semifinals.
These two teams have a chance to see each other yet again, but what a rally by East Carolina. Down 2 in the bottom of the ninth. They score 3 runs, and the senior, Kirk Morgan, pulls one down the right side. And you see the jubilation on the faces of the Pirates as they explode out of their dugout. They are headed to Saturday's semifinals.
Well, they held the Pirate offense down pretty much the entire game, but East Carolina, with that experience, clutch when it counted, and they win it in the bottom of the ninth. We're back on the American Digital Network.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
The University of South Florida is a regional powerhouse with global significance, leading advances that are changing the world. Now a leader among the nation's universities in research, healthcare, and just being cool. The place where young men and women train to become the best.
This is where the Bulls run.
When learning creates leaders, ideas are ignited, focus gets sharper, and service connects generations. We commit our expertise to heal, to discover, and to drive our region forward to a brighter tomorrow. East Carolina University. Tomorrow starts here.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
Well, going to the bottom of the ninth, it was a 5-3 USF lead. It looked like, another quick 3 outs or just run through it would be over. And then all of a sudden, the Pirates get a leadoff man on, and their 9-hole hitter, Drew Hendrickson, followed by a walk to Brady Lloyd. The freebies always seem to come back and get you. And then Charlie Organ doubled over to left field. Watkins, the sac fly, and then Morgan comes in. After he took a pitch, sneaks in that bunt.
What's important here is that ECU's drive for the NCAA tournament for the 3rd year in a row is still active. This is a team that just won their 31st game, and they know they've got to take home the conference crown if they want to continue on in the postseason. What grit, what drive and determination by Coach Godwin's team. They're in the winner's bracket. Now they'll advance to the semifinals. I'm impressed. I can't wait to see what they do on Saturday.
No, a little disappointing for USF, but their tournament drive is not over either. They'll come back tomorrow. I know it's going to be disappointing. They don't have a lot of turnaround time playing at 3 Eastern, but they got to get back up, and shouldn't be tough to get back up because you're playing your natural rival in UCF.
And they wasted a nice relief appearance that would have turned into a win for Joe Cavalero at the end of the ball game. It all unraveled for them. 3 runs came across, but this is a team that scored 5 runs on 8 hits. They kind of nursed that through the final innings. We do have a chance to talk with the winning coach and player down on the field. I'm excited to hear what they have to say.
Let's head down to Kyle.
What an incredible end to a great day of baseball here. A walk-off win for the ECU Pirates. Alongside me is ECU head coach Cliff Godwin. Coach, just walk us through that last play. It was a suicide squeeze. What was the communication there? Did he pull that on his own or what?
No, you got Spencer Brickhouse coming up, and he's a great hitter. I knew they'd pitch him tough, and I just wanted to have the option, and that's why Kirk Morgan, a senior who's done things right his whole career and pitches for us, hits for us, does everything, and just wanted to have the option if I thought it was there, and he got down 1-1, and I felt like it was a good chance to do it, and man, he executed it.
Coming in as the 8th seed, now 2-0, locked in a semifinal appearance, down 2 runs going into the 9th. Seems like you've just been battling back this whole season. Talk about the grit and the resolve of your unit.
Well, we've had a lot of adversity handed to us this year with injuries and other stuff, and it's just a great team win. These kids deserve it. They work hard, and I'm just so proud of them.
So how do you get past this? Get ready for the semis. I'll let you enjoy it for the moment,
let's enjoy it for a second. But just proud of the guys. When they scored 3 runs, I guess it was the 6th inning. It was a little bit quiet in here, but they stuck together. And Covey put up zeros, Bridgie put up a 0, and gave us a chance to win it in the 9th.
Congratulations, Coach. Best of luck.
Thank you.
All right, we're standing alongside ECU Pirate hero Kirk Morgan, and suicide squeeze to win it. Your pinch hit, you're cold coming off the bench. What's going through your mind as you're walking up to the plate?
Well, about the 6th inning, I started swinging a bat. I mean, I've been in these situations before. Just started to get my mind right. I knew that we were going to give ourselves a chance to win. Our bullpen came in after Trey battled his butt off, and our bullpen did awesome. But, I mean, that's just the kind of team we are. We don't quit, man. We're always in the fight no matter what, and it's hard to beat this feeling.
What was the mindset coming into this tournament as the 8th seed, and now compare that to what you're feeling right now?
Oh yeah, our mindset's win the tournament because we have to, and we've been here before. We've got a bunch of guys that have won the tournament, and our mindset survive and advance. We watched the 30 for 30 the other night, and that's kind of been our mantra so far. So.
Well, hey, go enjoy this feeling. Rest up tomorrow, and we'll see you back here on Saturday.
We will, man. Thanks a lot.
What a moment for Kirk Morgan. Just got a face full of water. The senior drives in his teammate Charlie Organ, another senior, and they come away with a 3-run rally in the 9th to win it.
So tomorrow it's going to be UConn and Memphis at 11 Eastern, 10 Central, followed by USF and UCF, 3 Eastern, 2 Central. That'll wrap up our Thursday coverage of action For Garrett Walmart and all of our staff behind the scenes, I'm Jeff Brightwell. Thanks for joining us today on the American Digital Network.